Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I was a highwayman. Along the coach roads I did ride. Sword and pistol by my side. I was a highwayman. Along the coach roads I did ride. Sword and pistol by my side. Many a young maid lost her baubles to my trade. Many a soldier shed his lifeblood on my blade. Bastards hung me in the spring of 25, but I'm still alive. I was a sailor, I was born upon the tide. With the sea I did abide. I sailed a schooner around the Horn of Mexico. I went aloft and furled the mainsail of gold. And when the yards broke up, they said that I got killed. But I'm living still. I was a dam builder across the river deep and wide, where steel and water did collide. Place called Boulder on the wild Colorado. I slipped and fell into the wet concrete below. They buried me in that great tomb that knows no sound. But I'm still around. I'll always be around and around and around and around and around. I'll fly a starship across the universe wide. And when I reach the other side, I'll find a place to rest my spirit if I can. Perhaps I may become a highwayman again. Or I may be a simple drop of rain, but I will remain. I'll be back again and again and again and again and again. Again. I was a highwayman. On the coach roads I did ride. But I was never a highwayman. I was a highwayman. Welcome to the show, Big Daddy Show, baby. Be back. It's been a few weeks. Shit. Yeah, I should have did a show last week, but you know how it goes sometimes. Yeah, it's that time of the year, getting real busy. Been real cold though here lately. It snowed a few days ago. Yep. Fucking living off grid. Different kind of life than a normal life. Yeah, I get this snow whenever it melts, it kind of melts off of my place, and I get this little thing that collects it. And I got these cows that come around. They're free range cattle. They belong to the rancher around here. But unless you put up like a fence, like the cattle can just free range onto your property if they want to, because they're free range cattle. And I've got a fence up, but it's not a fucking, it's not barbed wire or nothing. And I made the mistake one time of allowing one of these cows to drink some of the excess rainwater. And ever since then, there's been a whole fucking gang of cows coming around here and thinking they can just come into my fucking yard whenever they want. Like even at night. Yeah, and they're even getting to the point where they're just kind of like just breaking down my fence and shit. I'm like, fuck. Good thing I've got a cattle dog, and well, he's trained to go after them on command. He'll only go after them whenever I tell him to. And now I've just, it's free range. Hey, if these fucking cows come anywhere near the property, just go after them. And this little fucker, I mean, he's gotten stomped and kicked a few times. I ain't gonna lie. But I was gonna, not have him do it anymore because I didn't want him to get his fucking head kicked in. But I mean, the cattle dog is a different type of dog than a normal dog. I mean, literally, you could take a 2x4 to these dogs. You can't fucking hurt them. I remember my old girl dog. She was a cattle dog too. She got kicked in the head so fucking hard. She did a fucking backflip, and like as soon as she landed on the ground, boom, she popped back on her feet, started chomping at the fucking heels again. Like for a split second there, I thought she was dead. But yeah, I figure the more I let him chase the cows, the more adept he'll get at dodging their fucking hoofs whenever they try to kick him. Like they got him a few times, but he's getting better at it. Yeah, it's gonna get to the point where I got to put my gardens in. I can't have these fucking cows coming around eating my shit, tromping around, fucking knocking my fence down. See, this is what happens. The whole, give a person an inch, they'll take a mile thing. It's the same thing with animals. Same fucking thing. Yeah, these fucking cows, they gonna fucking learn a lesson. Yeah, give an inch, take a mile. Same thing with people. Never give a motherfucker an inch because they will take a mile. That's one of my early lessons for the stream. Crack a beer. The Saturday Night Live stream. There we go, baby. Big Daddy's ripping the mic. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be one of those kind of nights. Maybe. Yeah, it's just chill night. Yeah, just chill. Coming off of the Easter weekend. And we got some sort of an eclipse coming up, I hear. Some sort of a big event, from what I hear. Yeah, maybe some sort of biblical prophecy, a biblical event. There may be a sacrificing of a red heifer. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Supposedly one of these once every few hundred years moments. I think that happens April 8th. The eclipse, solar eclipse of some sort. Yeah. We're living in the biblical times, maybe. It's the end of the world as we know it. But I feel fine. Oh, real. Yeah, men like me survive come the end of days. Stay out of the blast radius. Be able to grow your own food. Got a clean water source. Be able to survive as the people filter out of the cities. You'll be able to collect yourself a harem from the surviving rabble. Rebuild mankind in your image. Yeah, the feudal warlord. The time of the feudal warlord, it is coming. Boom. Yeah, hopefully we coming through out there. If I start having audio issues, let me know. Yeah, coming off of the Easter weekend. Yeah, I heard when I first heard this story, I thought it was I was being trolled, but I heard that that Joe Biden had actually decided to replace Easter with the Trans Day of Recognition. I'm like, what? You fucking shitting me, right? Like, you can't just replace a holiday. Like, fuck. No, but it turns out it was true. The motherfucker did it. Right there on the fucking White House website. Declared the day that is traditionally Easter as the Trans Day of Recognition. Trans. Why does everything have to be trans now? Why? Trans. It's all got to be trans now. It's like, fuck, why? Jesus fucking Christ. It's just so insane. In an election year, too. Yeah, you know what this tells me right here? This is the actions of a man who has absolutely no fear of losing re-election right there. To replace Easter with Trans Day of Recognition, yeah, you have absolutely no fear of losing re-election. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's going to get bad. As bad as it is now, it's going to get 1,000 times worse. Jesus fucking Christ. There's not a goddamn thing we can do about it. We cannot vote our way out of this. Nope. For every one legitimate vote, there's going to be 10,000 made up ones. That's what's going to happen. We're fucked. It's over. The fucking republic is dead. We had one chance and one chance alone. Donald Trump was given Excalibur, and instead of slaying the dragon, he decided to twiddle his thumbs and fuck around on Twitter. Yeah, you had 4 years, punk. You had 4 years to drain the swamp, get this shit fixed up. Nope, what did he do? In the 11th hour, he bent the knee to Fauci and Bill Gates, allowed them to initiate the pandemic. Fucking, they've never looked back ever since. They'll do exactly the same shit in 2020. Yep, here coming up in November of 2024, they're going to do exactly the same shit they did last time around, except this time he'll have 91 million votes. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. There's not a fucking thing we can do about it, except just steel yourself mentally for when it happens, and just pray to Christ that the country can survive it somehow. And just maybe our Doctor Strangelove scenario will appear, where a rogue general steps up and uses the military to fucking take these fuckers down. Probably won't happen though. You never know. You never know. Probably not. Yeah. Try to replace Easter with Trans Day of Recognition. Trans! Everything is trans now. Yeah, you hear about that mother up there in Canada. They forced her to get the jab, and it like paralyzed her. She's all fucked up. So the Canadians are like trying to push maid service on her. And no, I'm not talking about a house cleaning. No, maid, medical assistance in I forget what it is exactly, but it basically means, you know, to eat yourself. Yeah, this poor woman. They poisoned her, and then they're pushing medical assisted suicide. And meanwhile, there's this troon up there in Canada that wants to eat itself, doing the same thing using maid service, because it's fucking in so much pain from its surgeries. But guess what? The Canadian government won't let the troon off itself. No, they're trying to push it on the woman that the jab, you know, caused her to get all fucked up. But the troon, oh no, because that goes against the narrative. Like, sorry, you have to suffer in pain. Yeah, I guess it's a painful procedure. A lot of people don't understand it or realize it, but you don't just magically become a woman after you get the surgery. No, you're a man with mutilated genitals, and you've basically got an open flesh wound for the rest of your life. You have to take a little silicone like plug. This is known as a dilator, and you have to keep it in there forever, because if you don't, then your wound will seal up, and it's always festering. It's always like fucking got pus, and it's an open flesh wound is what it is. And once these fucking mentally ill motherfuckers really wrap their minds around it, and then they're in pain constantly because it's a fucking flesh wound is what it is. That's why the suicide rate is so fucking high. Just imagine having a living with an open flesh wound on yourself for the rest of your fucking life. Eventually, you're just going to eat yourself. Yeah. The Canadian government won't let the troon kill itself, though. Yeah, who knows how many billions of dollars these pharmaceutical companies are going to make off of all of these induced itises that happened because of the jab. It's the Hegelian dialectic for you. You create the problem, and then you present the solution to the problem that you created. That's what's going on. Make no mistake. The entire pharmaceutical industrial complex is all designed just to make you sick. Just keep you plugged in so they can sell you treatments, sell you drugs. About milking as much money out of a human as possible. Money and power. It all comes back to those two things. All the paper money you'll make. All these motherfuckers. It kind of gets a little depressing when you think about it. You hear they got a movie coming up called Civil War. Civil War, the movie. Like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? I actually read a review about this movie, and it got one of the most glowing movie reviews I've ever seen, which means it's going to be fucking garbage. Anytime a mainstream movie critic gives it a glowing review, you know it's going to be bad. But yeah, the fucking the guy from Parks and Rec, I forget his name, Nick Offerman, I think. That guy with the monotone voice or whatever. He's supposed to be the president in one of the factions in the movie. And here's where I know the movie is bullshit and just fucking it, where completely you lose me at this movie. Now, this is where I know this movie was not directed by an American, and I found out it's actually directed by a fucking Englishman. Like, oh, figures. But it turns out one of the factions in the Civil War movie is California and Texas have teamed up and created a faction. Yes, California and Texas. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, as soon as I heard that, okay, you've completely lost me there. This is unbelievable. This is, yeah. There's supposedly there's like 4 different factions. There's the California Texas faction, and then there's like the Florida Republic, and then there's like the Loyalist states, and then there's another faction that's up in the fucking the Northeast or no Northwest or something. I forget what that one was. But yeah, the reviewer gave it such a glowing review. BTM reviews. Yeah, I was watching some of that channel a little bit. Motherfucker had shitloads of views too, and the goddamn wasn't really talking about much of nothing either. A lot of these channels popping up all over the place. Yeah, the difference between a Big Daddy show and a fucking trash cast is Big Daddy show. Maybe 1/3 of the show, maybe at the very most half of the show, I'll talk about stupid shit, like Eric July, Comicsgate, that kind of shit. Trash cast show, that's the entire thing is dedicated to that bullshit. There's a difference between Big Daddy and Ethan Van Sciver. I've got range. I can talk about a lot of different shit. He can only talk about one stupid thing. Yeah, a Big Daddy show is way, way more entertaining than a trash cast show. A trash cast show is basically a dollar store version of a Big Daddy show. Big Daddy show, for real. Oh yeah, just sipping on beers tonight, chilling. If you got them, crack them. Saturday night live stream. Yeah, sometimes it feels like it's burning out there, but at the end of the day, everything will probably be okay. It's not like we got a massive extinction level event upon the horizon. Although we got a huge eclipse coming up, who knows what's going to happen with that? Like I said, some sort of biblical end times events, sacrificing of a red heifer, perhaps. I hear in Texas they actually bred the red heifer. Yeah, there's a certain county in there where they've bred red heifers, like perfect red heifers. And part of the biblical prophecy is like red heifers to be sacrificed on a certain solstice, and then like the new temple of whatever is supposed to come about. The Temple of Solomon. Wait, what? Nobody knows anything about the Temple of Solomon. This fucking that was all about demon worship and shit like that. Like, we're gonna go back to the times of Solomon. Is that what's gonna happen? Yikes! Wouldn't that be something? Full on fucking end times. All these portals start opening up. Demons start pouring through. Shit, you be ready for that? Strap, take on fucking demon apocalypse to be like every zombie apocalypse movie, except instead of zombies is demons. Oh shit, yeah, that'd be fucking fun. No, not really. Yikes. Yeah, I don't even think I'm ready for that one. I need a little bit more firepower. The demon apocalypse happens. I'm ready for a zombie apocalypse, but if a demon apocalypse happens, oh shit, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Oh yeah, this guy knows. Got them heifers. I remember South Park did a fucking spoof about that years ago. Seems like South Park is always ahead of the game with that. Yeah, supposed to usher in the new world order of some sort. You know, these motherfuckers, they're all about their rituals and shit. Yeah, the American dream. Yeah, the American dream is starting to become more hard to attain for a lot of people. It's like, what is the American dream though? I don't know. You go back in the day, you look at that time, the Norman Rockwell esque 1950s era, I guess. Everybody had a house with a white picket fence, a two-car garage, a family, a job that you could support your family on, where the wife could stay at home. Yeah, those days, shit. Nobody can afford houses anymore. Nobody can really find you know decent enough women to start families with, and if you do, they usually end up divorcing you and stealing the children. That's how it goes. Yeah, the American dream. Yeah, inflation. That was a lot of the thing that led to the American dream kind of becoming almost a thing of the past because you can't really fucking afford it anymore. But even worse than inflation, a little thing called hoflation. Yeah, hoflation. Yeah, we're literally paying 20 times more for women who are 100 times worse than the women our fucking grandfathers had to pay for. No joke. The ones that fought the world wars. You can't find the women like that anymore. The American dream. It could be worse. It could be like the Chinese dream. I guess the Chinese dream is basically like the American dream, only way shittier. Yeah, the Chinese, they have this thing where they work from like 7 in the morning till 9 at night, 7 days a week, and literally that's their entire life, the 7 to 9 lifestyle. And there's so many of them. Literally, like it, the minute you can't compete with that work schedule and you have to like drop out and you miss one day like that, you're fired and replaced with somebody else. God damn, could you imagine such a life? That's worse than slavery, really. To live under a Chinese communist regime like that and work 7 days a week under those kind of conditions. Yeah, it could be worse. We could be China. Yeah, all of those years of the social engineers propping up that fucking country, and like that, within 4 years' time, the whole thing just collapsed, all because of a fucking a bat and a goddamned wet market, quote unquote. Yeah, we all know. That's what you fuckers get. The entire thing fell apart. Yeah, China is a fucking paper tiger and a half. It's been exposed now. Yeah, try to take Taiwan. I bet Taiwan would actually defeat China outright in a fucking war. That's how much of a paper tiger China is. For real. Yeah, that the coup exposed them too. That country's never going to recover either, never. But the thing that ultimately did in China was feminism. Yep, feminism. That coupled with the one child policy, because now, like your average Chinese bitch, there's no difference between them and a Western girl. No difference. Yeah, the poison that is feminism, it has infected China just as badly as it has infected the West. For real. South Korea is even worse. Japan has gotten so bad to where Japan is actually starting to allow immigration in. Like they're going to allow a whole shitload of immigrants into their country now, just because nobody's having families anymore. Yeah, behavioral sink. It's happening all over the fucking place. Yeah, they're flooding the fucking cities with the illegals. Gonna be shit all over the streets. It's gonna be like India. Fucking watch. It's gonna be like India on steroids. roving rape gangs. Uh, well, I'm glad I'm out here in the country. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and this is the like the hard country where like nobody can actually fucking like make it out here. Like most everybody out here is just lone dudes or whatever. And most every dude, like they came out here with a woman, the woman, like they couldn't hack it. So they end up going back with their families or leaving the guy and divorcing him or whatever. And like, yeah, it takes a special kind of woman to live out in these parts. Like, you ain't gonna get a bunch of ravenous fucking illegals and hungry refugees coming out up in here. No, no, no. Yeah, we'll band together and, well, I mean, they wouldn't be able to survive for one. Yeah, they say there are very few animals that could survive the apocalypse if it popped off. One of them would be a cat, because there's so much things that a cat can eat as far as rodents and pests go. Cats, they don't survive out here. Yeah, this is the type of environment that just devours cats, the type of animal that would survive the apocalypse. Yeah, I wish I had my cat. I had a cat for a while, but he just disappeared one night. That's what happens. They just, one night, they never return. Some predator gets them. Great horned owl, coyote, possum, who knows? A bigger cat. Yeah, illegals. Yeah, I really thought that was a cool thing when I heard about these red states busing in the illegals up into those blue states and shit. And like, yeah, you get them. That's it'll teach those motherfuckers. But you know how evil and wicked Democrats are. I mean, these are the most evil and wicked motherfuckers there are. It turns out old Poopy Pants Joe had this fucking secret program going on where he was taking airplane loads of illegals and flying them in. 350,000 illegals flown in. Yep, from God knows where. Probably all fighting age men too. This is what I'm thinking. Probably all fighting age men from third world countries, really really nasty, the real bad ones, that practice like voodoo and shit like that. Those types of countries. 350,000 of them flown in stealthily in a secret program into these fucking cities. Yeah, and on an unrelated note, a Democrat judge has now made it to where illegals can now own guns. Yes. In a completely unrelated note. Yeah. I'm sure it's completely unrelated. Allowing you just open up the floodgates. How many are coming in through the southern border? You've flown in, fucking how many? 350,000. And then all of a sudden, now all of these illegal immigrants can own guns? Fuck. It's bad enough foreigners can own land in America. Now illegals can own guns. What a fucking joke. Yeah, we have a coup d'etat happened, all right. Make no fucking mistake. But it wasn't the type of coup d'etat you think. Yeah, if only those fucking boomers would have actually overthrown shit and actually, did what the Democrats pretended they were doing on January 6th. If actually they would have succeeded in that, we'd be way better off. No, but a true coup d'etat happened. The bad guys fucking won. Yeah, the country has been put under control by a foreign power. That's what happened. I'm one of the few that understands it or realizes it. To just go along with the insanity and the madness like it's an everyday thing, like that kind of makes you insane in a way. I completely just disregarded it all and just like, no, I don't accept it as legitimate. I do not accept it as legitimate. And I will not accept it as legitimate. But I'm just one man living out in the middle of nowhere. There's not much I can do except to whisper words of wisdom and let it be. Yeah, the Chinese, they own shitloads of farmland near the military bases too. Not a fucking thing to be done neither. Yeah, these fucking illegals, they're real brazen about it too. Showing off all the free money they're getting. Like, I guess they're getting like $5,000 free in these goddamn debit cards, and in New York they're actually getting $9,000 for free. I hear breaking into people's homes, squatting. There's not a fucking thing you can do. Like, you try to throw them out, like you're going to be the one that gets in trouble. Yeah, it's weird because America simultaneously, like, it's one of the most hardest countries to get into legally, but illegally, it's one of the easiest fucking countries to get into. In fact, they encourage it. Like, I don't understand why anybody would bother try to coming through the country legally. Like, I would just advise just to get a plane ticket to Mexico and then just get across the border once you're in Mexico. Because after that, boom, the world is your oyster. You get all this free money, free this, free that. Yeah, literally, the U.S. government treats illegal immigrants better than it does its own citizens. No fucking joke. Yeah, yeah, it's bad in Canada too. I hear that they did some sort of internal report saying that they better get ready for civil unrest and possible civil war in Canada once the vast majority of Canadians under the age of 35 learn that they will never be able to own their own homes. Yikes. Probably the same thing with Americans too, though. It could be worse, though. It could be like the United Kingdom. Oh God, could be way worse. Getting thrown in jail for memes and like getting thrown in jail for putting stickers up saying it's okay to be white. Oh my God, yeah, it could be worse. Could be 1,000 times worse. It could be the United fucking Kingdom. Or we could be in hell and we could be Australia. Oh God, it could be 1,000,000,000 times worse. We could be the fucking Aussies. Oh Jesus Christ. You have all of the Aussies, the only ones that didn't cuck and bend the knee were the Aubos. Like, the Aubos got my fucking respect after all this fucking shit. Like, everybody knows, like, the New World Order, like, Australia is always like the prototype, the testing grounds. Like, if they can get away with it in Australia, then they fucking boom, launch it everywhere else. And the Aussies always fucking cuck. Like, what the fuck happened to Australia? Like, you would think that a nation founded by convicts would be less apt to just bend the knee to authoritarianism so quickly. Like, nope, boom, cucked every fucking time, every fucking time. I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised to find out Risey Lee himself got the fucking jab. This is how cucked the Australians have become. Even the Bogans themselves fucking bent the knee. Fuck. Not the Aubos, though. Not the fucking Aubos. Yep. One of the few fucking Aussies that didn't fucking cuck, didn't bend the fucking knee. The fucking Aubos. Yep. There's some based Aubos out there. Yep. The Aubos. Yeah, they're Aubos. They were the ones that, whenever they came over to Australia, I hear that they had the dingoes, the dogs. They originally had belonged to the Aubos, and they had bred them, and they were like pets to the Aubos. Yeah, the Australian cattle dog. That's actually got a little bit of dingo in it. I've got an Australian cattle dog. I talked about him earlier. But yeah, those Aubos, they know how to breed dogs. I'll give them that. They know how to pick the good breed. Yeah, I wonder what a pure blood dingo would be like to own. Oh, the leaders in the UK and Ireland are Muslims now. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough following American politics, but whenever I look at foreign, like other foreign politics besides America, like as cucked and as fucked as America is, like foreign politics sounds way more cucked. It's like 1,000 times worse anytime I hear about it. I'm like, really? They're throwing a guy in jail for memes? For stickers? Are you fucking kidding me? They're allowing Muslim rape gangs to roam around and they're throwing the dad in jail whenever he steps up against the fucking Muslim rape gangs. Like it sounds like a Monty Python skit. Like for real. Whenever I hear about shit that goes on overseas or even up in Canada and shit like that, Australia. Like there was a lot of Australians I hear that were like setting themselves on fire and shit. Like during the height of the coup, they couldn't go anywhere, and they were just to protest the authoritarianism. They're like going full monk style, Vietnam monk style, and just setting themselves on fire and shit. Yeah, the media was trying to always downplay it too. Yeah, a lot of people out there getting sick of this shit. Yeah, but once you understand and realize the entire thing is designed to try to extract as much negative emotions out of you as humanly possible, then you understand and realize the nature of the game. And then you just got to accentuate the positive and then eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. That's what you got to do. For real. Don't allow people to try to force your behavior. Yeah, BlackRock, their fucking CEO, Larry Fink. He actually said that this whole ESG, DEI, all this shit is trying to force behaviors. You believe that fucking shit? Can you imagine your ideology is just so trash, is so garbage that nobody will choose it willingly? You have to force them to choose it. Here, take it, boy. Fucking shove that square peg into the round hole. That's the left for you, though. It's so garbage, it's so poisonous that they have to force it on you. Force that behavior. Because nobody would fucking accept it if they wanted to. It's not the type of behavior you would willingly accept. You have to force that behavior. Yeah, this is the difference between the left and the right when it comes to the culture war. The left, they're in it to win it. They understand that they're in a fucking war. And they understand that in order to win wars, sometimes you got to get dirty. And that's what they do. They get fucking dirty. Like Republican, they'll put on the boxing gloves and they'll try to fight by the rules. A Democrat will lure you into the alley where 20 of his friends are with shivs and they'll fucking just stab you to death. Yeah, this is the difference between the left. The left is in it to win it. The right, you want to know what the right is in it for? The right is in it to grift as much as fucking possible. That's it. That's it. The left is in it to win it. The right is in it to grift as much as possible. That's the fucking difference in the culture war. This is why the right loses. This is why the fucking right loses. Yep. You know, I wonder if anybody's asked your average black person, how do you feel about all this shit? How do you feel about wokeness being pushed in your name? About all of this DEI bullshit, about all of the race swapping going on in pop culture. How do you feel about all this? Like, how do you truly feel about this? Like, this is what I don't see people asking what the black people's opinion is. Because what I think this is doing is it's creating a bigger racial divide, especially when black people don't speak out against it. No, I don't hear enough black people speaking out against wokeness. Nope, I don't. It's because they accept it and they embrace it. That's why. Yeah, imagine just being so weak and just having just no agency and just being so just such a shit race of humans that you have to pretend that you were the founding fathers, that you were the founders of Japan, that you were responsible for all of the most greatest historical events in history, that you just have to pretend like you were the ones that did it just because you're just such a shit race. Like, how does that make you feel, black people? Has anybody ever asked black people that? No, I'm asking black people that right now. TJ, you out there? How does that make you feel, knowing that your race is so shit that you have to pretend like you were the founding fathers, that you have to pretend like you were the founders of Japan, that you have to pretend like you were part of all of the great events in historical whatever? Trash, garbage, savages. That's what you people are, fucking savages. We pulled you out of the jungles and we civilized you. And what's the fucking thanks we get? Burn down our fucking cities, shit all over our fucking streets. That's the fucking thanks we get. Who started this gangster shit? This is the motherfucking thanks we get. What'd you rather do? Be living in the fucking jungles, fucking fighting gorillas and lions and child soldiers, or just chilling on a fucking porch, sipping a 40, smoking a blunt? Oh no, the man keeping me down. Fucking motherfuckers, you got it made out here compared to Africa. Yeah, you fucking reparations. Yeah, one-way plane ticket back to Africa. That's what my reparations would be. How many fucking black people would take the one-way ticket to Africa? Probably not many. And if they did, they would quickly want to fucking return, I bet. What a fucking joke. And now you see all of these illegal immigrants coming in. Mexicans, Hondurans, Haitians. By the millions. And what's the first thing the Democrats do? Give them free money. $5,000 fucking debit cards. $9,000 if they're in New York. What did they give the black people? Nothing. They given them nothing. Them ninjas will be voting Democrat for the next 200 years. That's what Lyndon Baines Johnson said. Democrat president, back when he signed the fucking Civil Rights Act in the fucking whatever, back in the day, after they killed JFK. And guess what? Well, I guess we got another, 140 years, 150 years, I guess, until they're off the plantation, until they finally fucking grow a brain and start fucking voting on their own and realizing it. Until they stop voting in blocks, 90+% for Democrat. Yeah, all that free shit they promised you. All that fucking free shit. And what they do? They give it to the fucking Mexicans. They gave it to the Haitians, Hondurans, giving it to all the fucking illegals. The black people, what they get? You get nothing. But you're still on the Democrat plantation, still going to vote Democrat. Yep. Yeah, what can you do? What can you fucking do? Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Yeah, one of their big time people, P. Diddy here, boy, he got outed as basically being the Black Epstein. They went and raided his house. Yeah. What do you think those FBI agents, what do you think those FBI agents were doing in his house, raiding his house? They're gathering up all the fucking evidence that he has on all the powerful people. That's what they're gathering up. Yep. And at the end of the day, what happened with Puffy? Did Puffy get canceled? Did all of his music get pulled off of Spotify, off of YouTube, off of whatever? Did his accounts, did all of his social media accounts get fucking closed out? Did his ability to use PayPal get taken away from him? No, it didn't. No, Puffy, he's still flying around. Like supposedly they're trying to come after him. Supposedly, if they truly wanted him, don't you think they could have got him by now? No. But Kanye, on the other hand, oh, the very second Kanye says the word, mentions the name of the people you cannot mention by name, and like that, boom, he's fucking canceled overnight. Fucking loses how many deals, gets pulled off of all of social media. Fuck. But P. Diddy, oh no. You didn't see that shit happen to P. Diddy. Oh, fuck no. Yeah, there's a reason why P. Diddy and Kanye got treated completely different. Yeah, at the end of the day, P. Diddy will probably end up walking. You watch. He's probably got enough blackmail and dirt on enough powerful people out there. I don't know if they'll be able to R. Kelly him. Because think about it. Why hasn't he been caught yet? All the fucking Five Eyes intelligence agencies we got working together to try to catch this guy. You don't think they could have caught him by now? No. It's because he's one of them. Fuck. They use guys like P. Diddy like a fucking tool to get dirt and blackmail on powerful people. Now all that dirt and blackmail that Diddy had, they fucking got it. What'll happen is Diddy will probably get Epsteined, meaning he'll get to fake his death and go live the rest of his life sipping a Mai Tai on a beach in Tel Aviv. That's what'll fucking happen. Yeah, what can you do? Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Yeah, at least there's one based country out there. I hear Russia. They just put the alphabet people on the list as a terrorist organization. Yep, the LGB HDTV movement, the alphabet people, I call them. Yep, that has now officially been branded a terrorist organization by the Russians. Like fuck. Yeah, the Russians, they know what's up. They fucking know what's up. You would never see that happen in America. No. In America, you will see Easter replaced with Trans Day of Recognition. That's the type of shit you will see in America. Mystery Babylon, the mother of harlots, with a cup that poureth forth unholy abominations upon the earth. That's what we are. Destined for a fiery death. The whole world will mourn the whore's death. That's how influential the great whore was. It's going to happen. It will happen soon. Maybe. Maybe it'll happen in another 50 years, 100 years. Maybe before then, maybe 2030. That seems to be the date they want to set on it, 2030. I don't know why. It seems like those dates are always shifting. At first it was 2000, the millennia, Y2K. Then it became 2012. Oh, 2012. Now what was it? 2030. Oh, shit, Agenda 2030. Be eating the bugs and living in the pods by then. Yeah, some say that we might be under control and influenced by some sort of an alien force. The entire thing is designed to try to extract as much negative emotions, negativity as possible, because they actually feed upon those spiritual energies. And the earth is actually a farm. Think of the earth as a chicken coop, but instead of for chickens, it's for humans. It's a human coop. And these beings are working behind the scenes to stoke the fires and just try to extract as much negativity out of the human race as possible, just for that purpose. Some say that that's actually the true nature of reality. That's actually what the CIA uncovered whenever when they went through the Gateway process, the Gateway tapes, Project Gateway, when they went to the Monroe Institute, and they realized the true nature of reality, that we live in a holographic universe, and that the entire thing is basically a soul trap to extract negative emotions out of humans, and there's an evil race of reptilian creatures behind the whole fucking thing. What the fuck? Sounds like one of the most fucking nightmare scenario. Yeah, that's fucking real shit. You can look that up. And there's also this thing, FBI document 6751. This was a disclosed document. I guess they originally wrote this back in the 1940s, 1948. But apparently, the things we know as aliens that we think come from different planets, they don't come from different planets. No, they actually come from different dimensions. And we've known about this since the 1940s. Different, they call them lokas, Lokas. They come from different telos and locos. Now, when you look up what those words mean, a tela, T-A-L-A, it basically means a frequency. And a loka means, basically means another dimension. These are old Hindu words. So what we're dealing with is different frequency domains. Like depending on how you are attuned spiritually, like in the spiritual realm, there are different domains, frequency domains. And a lot of times, what these beings try to do is get you on their level, get you on their frequency domain. That way, they can get and tap into those spiritual energies, so to speak. But the entire thing is like the human body was created to act as a trap, to trap this spiritual energy known as the God force. Apparently, there's this infinite being, or it's not even a being, it's just an infinite force of love, compassion, understanding, whatever that we know as God, that exists in the fifth dimension. And it eventually, what they did was they figured out a way to trap this force into a body, into a physical body, and then extract the negative emotions out of it. And it's like kind of like a drug, like a narcotic to them. Loosh, they call it. Yeah, some real horror show shit. Yeah, collective frequency domains, heaven, hell. Basically, that's what they are. But you can get back to the original God source and just completely bypass the fourth dimension if you're that in touch with your spirituality and understand the nature of the universe, what's really going on, and just simply choose not to be reincarnated and come back into the soul trap. A lot of people understand the nature of it, but they choose to come back to try to enlighten humanity and tell them the true nature of what's going on so that more humans will wake up. It's kind of like the Matrix, but in a different way, so to speak. Not in a physical way, but in a spiritual way. Yeah, that is one answer to the Fermi paradox. It's not actually aliens, it's actually spiritual entities, spiritual beings from the spirit realm. Yeah, the Fermi paradox. Anybody doesn't know what that is? Basically, it's the theory that if aliens are supposedly out there and exist, then why haven't we seen them? Why don't we see them everywhere? Why don't they show themselves? Why don't we see clear and present signs that they are around? Instead, there's like your average normie has no concept of understanding. They've never had a paranormal encounter with an alien or whatever. So your average normie is just us, in outer space. Fermi paradox asks, if aliens exist, where are they? And there's various answers for it. One is, that we exist so far out that by the time our radio frequencies reach another galaxy or whatever with intelligent life, by the time they ever get here, we'll already be dead as a race, because that's how the way light speed works. Yeah, another that's one theory. Yeah, the way light speed works, like unless you live for thousands and thousands of years, you would never be able to make it here. It's the reason why we can't go travel to different fucking star systems or whatever. Yeah, but then there is another more scarier answer to the Fermi paradox. That's called the dark forest theory. That there actually is aliens out there, but well, you understand the nature of the universe is so predatory. It's like stalking around in a dark forest full of predators, and the very second you find one, boom, there's a fight to the death, and one predator comes out on top over the other, and that's how the nature of the universe is. The dark forest theory. When one race of aliens finds another, their immediate action, destroy that race and kill it before they become powerful enough to destroy them and kill them. And that's the reason why the universe is the way it is. And if the dark forest theory is real, the last thing humanity wants to do is broadcast our signal and allow a more powerful race to find us. Because the very first thing they'll do is they'll either come and enslave us, or they will destroy us outright before we become powerful enough to destroy them. Yeah. But then there's also the theory that these things might not even be aliens at all. If they do exist, they come from another fucking dimension. Yeah, the dark forest theory. This came from a series of books called the the three body problem. I hear that this actually got a Netflix. They're making a Netflix series about it. I actually read the books all the way up until the third book. I got halfway through it. It's simultaneously like a real bad series, but at the same time, it presents a lot of like interesting ideas. It's written by a Chinese person, therefore you can tell it's like really limited in its scope. But it gives you an idea, an insight into the Chinese mind. But this author was the one that thought of the dark forest theory, and that's what this entire series revolves around. Humanity broadcasting its signal, and a more powerful race finds us and decides to come snuff us out. Yeah, but it turns out like there are far more powerful races than that one, than humanity. Like one human figures out the entire fucking game, the dark forest theory. So what he does is he broadcasts the signal to the alien race's planet, and a more powerful race ends up destroying that race of aliens. But what happens is humanity catches the eye of some race of aliens from another dimension. So they launch an attack against humanity's solar system, and what it does, it completely like turns our solar system into like the second dimension. Like it launches a dimensional attack, and all of humanity tries to flee, and only one starship makes it out. But it turns out the entire universe was once like completely different. Like how it looked, it was like part of the 11th dimension. But as these races of aliens fought each other throughout the various millennia, and what it did was it completely changed the fabric of the universe to where now we're like basically like down to a certain dimensional level. Like one of the ships that escapes the attack ends up flying through a certain section of space that's part of the fourth dimension. Then they completely change the makeup of who they are, and then they're able to fight the other aliens on a much more higher scale. Yeah, it's a real bad fucking series of books, but at the same time, it like presents a lot of cool concepts. Like maybe they'll clean it up when they do the whole Netflix whatever. The three body problem. I recommend reading the books. Yeah, but some of these races, apparently they're so advanced they have access to time travel. Like a lot of people hear what's called Mandela effect. Apparently the what Mandela effect is, it's what happens when time travelers fuck with the timeline and something changes. Because the human mind basically exists outside the realm of time and space, because that's where our soul is basically trapped. So whenever we perceive something happening, we remember it happening. We remember it in our minds. So when they change it from happening, it doesn't mean they can't get into our minds and make us not remember it. We still remember it happening. Like Mandela dying, it turns out he's still alive or whatever. Like a lot of people perceived him dying. Like I remember Mandela dying, whatever. It turns out he's still alive. Yeah, apparently I hear the same thing happened with Roswell, is what I heard. Like it actually happened, the Roswell crash. And we had gone in there, the American military, and we gathered up all of the fucking the bodies and the wreckage and all that shit. And we went and put them in a fucking hangar, and we had the bodies put up. And what happened was the aliens went back in time and they prevented the crash from happening. So what happened was all of that physical evidence was disappeared. Like it just completely disappeared out of the fucking hangars. The bodies disappeared. But everybody still perceived it happening. Everybody still remembered it happening. The fucking headlines were still written, but then they completely lost all of that fucking tech. That's what I heard. What happened with the Roswell? I actually have a true case of Mandela effect. I've talked about this before in the past. The pussy hat conspiracy. I think this is actually, well, it's either a case of true Mandela effect or it's one of the most Orwellian cases of internet censorship the world has ever seen. Every last leftist alive that had one of those hats felt so shameful of it that they burned it and then destroyed all evidence of it. Yeah, the pussy hat conspiracy. I'm the only motherfucker who's said this one. Yeah, if you've never heard about the pussy hat conspiracy, I'll tell you about this one. This is a true, like I said, it's either Mandela effect, time travelers came back and fucked with the timeline, or it's one of the most Orwellian cases of internet censorship the earth has ever known. And the left is also capable of feeling shame, which means they burnt those hats. No, but even South Park is the goddamned fucking South Park did a goddamn spoof of it. Now, way back in the day when the pussy hat phenomenon first happened, what it was, they were wearing these obscene camel toe style trucker hats. They were like a bastardized MAGA hat, but it had a camel toe on it, a pink flesh colored camel toe. Women were putting them on their children at fucking rallies and shit. It was one of the most obscene things. And people were calling it out. South Park even spoofed the whole thing. I'm not fucking insane. I remember that hat. Other people remember that hat too. The obscene camel toe style MAGA fucking bastardized trucker hat with a fucking flesh colored camel toe on it. That was the very first pussy hat that ever existed. I remember. I fucking remember. South Park fucking did a spoof about this. I'm not fucking crazy. No. Other people remember it too. I've talked to this about other people. They remember it too. To this day, you will not find a picture of that pussy hat anywhere. I don't care how hard you look on the internet. The internet is completely scrubbed of all images of that pussy hat. If you try to look up a pussy hat, you will only find one image. Those stupid pink knit cat ears, whatever pussy hats. Like, to me, I had never seen those pussy hats before in my life until I started looking it up because I had been off the internet. And like, I remember seeing them on television and during the Trump bullshit when the left was just going insane over Trump. Oh my God, he said, grab him by the pussy. Rah! So they were wearing those hats and they were going to those rallies and shit. And this was before I got onto the internet. Like I said, it wasn't until after The Last Jedi I got onto the internet again. So anyway, it came up to a time where I wanted to start doing memes and I think it was the war campaign is where I was going to start making fun of them and doing pussy hat memes. So I started looking up pussy hat. I typed it into Google. And the first thing that popped up in the Google images was these stupid cat ears things. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? This isn't a pussy hat. No, I'm looking for the pussy hat, you know, the obscene camel toe on the fucking trucker hat, you know, the bastardized MAGA hat with a fucking camel toe on it. That pussy hat. That's what I'm looking for. No matter how hard I looked, no matter how hard I tried, no matter where I looked, could not find a picture of that pussy hat anywhere. Even looked up the history of the pussy hat. They said that the original pussy hat was created by a woman that knitted some cat ears or whatever. This is a lie. It's a fucking lie. Now what happened was, like I said, time travelers came back and they fucked with the timeline and they completely expunged that pussy hat from this timeline and replaced it with those fucking cat ears or whatever. That, or we're looking at the most Orwellian case of internet censorship the earth has ever seen. And every leftist that ever owned a fucking hat like that was so ashamed of it that they burned all fucking evidence of it. I'm thinking what happened was time travelers came back and we're dealing with a true case of Mandela effect. And what happened was we got put into a bad timeline. Yep. We got put into the bad timeline. Timeline where Joe Biden got fucking elected, where the fucking country went to shit, the cities are burning, where fucking World War III is ready to break out. We're ready to fucking sacrifice the red cow. That timeline. I think we got put in that fucking timeline. The bad timeline. Oh, man. Yeah, because I think with the other one, like, it just showed just how insane the left truly was. And they knew that if they would allow that to go on, that level of insanity, that the people would have saw through it and it would have damaged the left's cause. So that what they did was they got rid of that insane, like fucking just obscene looking pussy hat and replaced it with a much more tame looking one. I think that's what happened. Thus, softening the left and allowing them to slow burn it until they can finally just get in there and really just fucking torch it down. Maybe. Yeah, because Donald Trump, you see, you got to understand, Donald Trump was never, ever supposed to win the presidency. Not in 2016, no. Like, it was a complete anomaly when he won. Like, I guess they were so scared of him when he first got elected that they completely went to ground for 2 weeks, like in their underground bunkers, because they thought he was going to come after them. But then they realized just what a fucking paper tiger he was, I guess. So they just came at him and his fucking supporters fucking full tilt, I guess. Yeah, we're dealing with a fucking satanic death cult is what we're dealing with, that wants to extract as much negative emotions out of the humans as possible. This is what we're fucking dealing with. Yeah, the only way to fight them is we got to learn how to love and forget how to hate. That's it. Because they only like the negative emotions. Maybe, just maybe, it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. As Ozzy would say. Yeah, I think we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back in a little bit. Yeah, we're going to take a little break, guys. And we're going to talk about, maybe we'll talk about some more lighthearted shit. There's been a lot of shit happening in the world of Comicsgate Rippaverse. Maybe I'll give my 2 cents on all that shit. Yeah, we're going to take a little break and we'll come back. Go get yourself a drink, get yourself a smoke, make yourself a sandwich. Be back in a little bit. Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living this phones. Maybe it's not too late. Learn how to love and forget how to hate. Mental wounds not healing. Life's a bitter shame. Going off of the rails on a crazy train. I say I'm going up of the rails on a crazy train. Going up of the rails on a crazy train. Going up of the rails on a crazy train. Listen to preachers, listen to fools. Watched all the dropouts make their own rules. One person conditioned to rule and control. The media sells it, and you live the role. Mental wound still screaming, driving me insane. Going up for the rails on a crazy train. Going up for the rails on a crazy train. I said I'm going up for the rails on a crazy train. I know that things are going wrong for me. You got to listen to my words. Heirs of an old world, it's what we've become. Inheriting troubles, I'm mentally numb. Crazy, just cannot bear. I'm living with something that just isn't there. Mental wounds not healing, doing what's to blame. Going up the rails on a crazy train. I said I'm going up the rails on a crazy train. Going up the rails on a crazy train. I said I'm going up the rails on a crazy train. Going up the rails on a crazy train. It's crazy. That's how it goes. Millions of people living as foes. But maybe, just maybe, it's not too late to learn how to love, forget how to hate. Little Ozzy for you. Ozzy. Crazy train. A lot of wisdom in that song. Ozzy may, bite the head off of a bat time to time, but between bouts of insanity and Satanism, sometimes he's got the pearls. But maybe, just maybe, it's not too late. Learn how to love, forget how to hate. Going up the rails on a crazy train. I said, going up the rails on a crazy train. Going up the rails on a crazy train. I said, I'm going up the rails on a crazy train. All right. Now we're back. Back in the 70s when they did slave movies, the female slaves would sometimes be topless on primetime TV. Pam Grier, I see that one. The liberals claim Easter wasn't changed to Trans Day. It just happened that Easter fell on the 31st. Yeah, whatever cope they want to use. Yeah. I hear this guy called Ed Piskor committed suicide out there here recently. Killed by internet bullies. That's what he said in his suicide note. Yeah, for those unfamiliar with the story, there's this guy, Ed Piskor. He's a former artist for the mainstream, Marvel, all that. Did this book, Hip Hop Family Tree. Had this popular YouTube show called Cartoonist Kayfabe with his buddy Jim Rugg. But I guess it came here to light about a week ago. Some bitch had fucking released some DMs that he had between her on Instagram, I think it was, back when she was 17 years old. And yeah, the optics were not good. And the guy ended up yeeting himself, I guess. Yeah, what happened was the bitch, she released the DMs, and apparently he saw a picture of her on Instagram showing off her ass, called her a naughty girl, said, hey, if you're ever in my neck of the woods, you come crash on my couch, type of shit. A lot of subtext, innuendo. Anyway, she basically accused him of grooming her. Then after that, another girl came forward, and turns out this other girl that came forward, it was consensual. They had consensual sex, according to Ed. But she said that he promised to give her the number to his agent if she gave him a blowjob or something. She gave him the blowjob, and he never gave me the number to the agent. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Yeah, but apparently both of the bitches' names were Molly. Molly Wright and Molly Dwyer. And old Ed Piskor didn't I mean, it took me another pass through I had to read the suicide note like twice to figure out exactly what the fuck was going on, and figure out that it was two different bitches, both of them named Molly. I'm like, motherfucker, like, this is probably the most important fucking note you're ever going to have in your life. Your suicide note. Get a fucking editor. Get a fucking editor. Jesus fucking Christ. Not everybody knows what the fuck's going on exactly. Like, if my comprehension skills weren't completely dialed in, I would have thought that it was the same bitch. It was like, no, it's two different bitches. It's both named Molly. Like, yeah, get a fucking editor next time. Make that shit more clear. Because I'm not the only one. A lot of people got it confused and think that he actually fucked the 17-year-old. And this, it just makes him look bad, is what it does. Like, this fucking suicide note was probably the fucking it was probably one of the most soy fucking things I'd ever seen in my life. I was killed by internet bullies. It was about almost as soy as the time Rippaverse Goalposts told Nick Rekieta, "Stop bullying me" on Twitter. Like, that was the same energy, literally. Like, really? Like, it's not like you pulled a Dave Sim and actually fucking groomed the bitch when she was 14 and fucked her when she was 21. It's not like you did that. Dave Sim seemed to have survived that. If Dave Sim survived his fucking shit, you could have survived yours. Oh my God. And he didn't even fuck the bitch, I guess. Yeah. But since her name was Molly and the other bitch's name was Molly, a lot of people got it confused and actually think he did fuck the bitch. Yeah. It was kind of bad. But apparently, after the first day, he was already writing the fucking will out. Like, really? You're already giving up after day one? Like, really? Fuck. It's an old saying. Weak men create hard times. Jesus Christ. You just look at the fucking times we're living in. Fuck. Yeah, we've come a long way since the greatest generation. The people that stormed the beaches of Normandy. That's for sure. Yikes. Yeah, but anyway, the guy yeeted himself because, well, whenever you live in your little internet bubble and you're all about social media and you're all about clout and you're all about how the world perceives you and shit like that, and then your entire world comes falling down and you got no choice but to end it, I guess. The funniest part was he talked about how he's gonna haunt people and he's gonna cast a gypsy curse on all of his fucking detractors and the people who pulled his name through the mud or whatever. Like, a gypsy curse, really? Fuck. I guess that means JDA and EVS are going to get hit with a gypsy curse. Yep. Yeah, right when all of these allegations first came out, boy, nobody threw Ed under the bus more than JDA and EVS. Fuck, especially JDA. He even came out with merch, spite merch. I was groomed by Ed Piskor, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt or something like that. Yes, a series of videos, groom fabe this, groom fabe that. Yeah, basically EVS and JDA were dancing on the career of Ed Piskor. And then all of a sudden, what happened after Ed Piskor releases the suicide note and they realize that he yeeted himself or whatever? Then it was like they completely tried to rewrite history and say that they were all on Ed's side and they were against all the cancel culture or whatever. Motherfuckers, you were the ones spearheading the cancel culture against Ed. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, if his spirit is to be believed, you motherfuckers gonna get hit with a gypsy curse. You don't escape the gypsy curse. Fuck. Yeah, that's Comicsgate. They've come full circle, and they're all about. I mean, they were right there on the spear's tip, fucking dancing on the grave of his career, along with Alex DeCampi, Villalobos, all the fucking SJWs that they pretend that they're against. Like Comicsgate. Well, there's an old saying: you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Comicsgate became the villain long ago. Anybody who's been paying attention knows that. Fuck. Yeah. It's funny seeing them trying to rewrite history on the fly, and all of their fucking cuck supporters and followers just like that, following in lockstep. Oh, he never said that, and they're trying to like go along with his revision of history. And even Ethan said like, oh yeah, and then I saw that all they were dogpiling on him, and I saw it was starting to get out of control, and blah blah blah. Like, whatever, motherfucker. You were just as happy as all these other motherfuckers. But at the same time, Ed Piskor, come on, really? You're going to yeet yourself over that or fucking that? And he was talking about how his family, he was talking with his family. Jim Rugg even came and gave him a hug and whatever. It's like, Jim, did you try to talk him off the ledge? Did anybody try to talk him off the fucking ledge? Like, fuck. It sounds like nobody tried to talk him off the ledge. It sounds like everybody's just surrendered themselves to the fact, oh, okay, Looks like he's gonna die. He's gonna kill himself. Oh well. Like really? Yeah, the biggest piece of shit in this whole fucking thing though was Jim Rugg, his quote unquote friend, threw him under the bus that quickly without even speaking to him either. Fucking threw him under the bus. Yeah, that goes to show right there. That guy, he was never ever your fucking friend to begin with. If he was that quick to throw you under the bus without even speaking to you, it just goes to show that fucking guy was never your friend to begin with. And old Ed Piskor said that guy was his best friend in the end. Well, it just goes to show what a sad soul that fucking Ed Piskor truly was. If Jim Rugg was your fucking best friend, fuck, what a joke. This is what happens when you have your entire life revolve around internet bullshit. Well, what happens when the screen turns off? What then? What then? You're supposed to live with the consequences of those actions. That's what you got to do. Live with the consequences of those actions. Don't die over them. Not over internet bullshit. Fuck. Like I said, if Dave Sim got over his fucking bullshit, I'm sure he could have recovered. Yeah, it turns out the age of consent in that state was 16 too. Like he wasn't even breaking any laws. He wasn't actually doing any grooming. Well, I mean, that could be debated, I guess, with the grooming part. But he never actually met her and whatever. But like I said, he wasn't really clear with that suicide note. And there's two bitches named Molly. So unless you were completely dialed in with your comprehension skills, you're gonna fucking get it fucked up and think that he actually did groom the bitch and then he fucked her or whatever. Yeah, you should have had an editor on that suicide note. Internet bullies killed me. Jesus fucking Christ, you're a full-grown man in your 40s. Fuck. Weak men create hard times. Look at the fucking times we're living in. Shit. Oh, they. Yeah, EVS. He's really falling off out there. Those trash cast shows. Tuned into a little bit of the trash cast before I came on. Literally, he was rehashing that old shit again about like Eric July debating Nick Rekieta and shit like that. Like, motherfucker, how many times are you gonna go over this old shit? Like, you need to start watching some more Big Daddy, get some more fresh materials. What you got to do? Fuck. Yeah, it's starting to get real sad now. Yeah, he's got to figure out a way to grift Max. He's got to fucking figure out a way to grift Max because I mean, why not? If you're going to grift, you might as well fucking play it to the bone. Grift Max. Now, the one most lucrative aspect of these trash cast shows that he has failed to fully exploit is the review aspect. Remember when he first did the ISOM review? He charged $1,000 to review that fucking book. And I think ISOM 2, didn't he charge like $2,000 to review ISOM 2 or something like that? Hell, I think he even charged $1,000 to review Lunga's book. Still hasn't reviewed Lunga's book yet. Grift Max, got to bring this grift to the next level. This is your most lucrative grift you got going on with the trash cast, charging money to do reviews. The only problem is you've only got so many rivals out there with so many books, because this is all about because there is nobody more bad faith reviewer than EVS. Let's not kid ourselves. If he likes you, he's going to give you a good review. If he doesn't like you, he's going to give you a bad review. That's just how he does. I mean, there is no more bad faith reviewer in the fucking game. I don't even know why Lunga would even want the guy to review his book. Yeah, grift Max. You got to bring this grift to the next level. The only problem is you only got so many enemies out there with books. However, there's one enemy with a whole lot of books that you can truly grift Max off of. And I'm talking about Iconic Comics. Yep. You really want to grift Max? You really want to bring this grift to the next level? You go all in with a feud with Iconic Comics. That's what you do. You start bringing up the Black Glove incident. You really play the fucking comic book hut bullshit to the bone. And then you bring up Common America. And you're like, oh, I hear that people want me to review Common America. I tell you what, if you pay me $1,000 in super chats, I'll review Common America. And like that, he'll fucking get $1,000 in super chats. And then he reviews Common America, and he makes a spectacle of it. Make it be like it's one of the worst things you've ever read. Oh God, this is terrible. This is like Kmart Sailor Moon. Oh my God, just play it to the bone. And then it comes time to do Common America 2. And since you hated Common America 1 so much, like, okay, I'll review Common America 2, but you got to pay me $2,000. Grift Max, you got to bring this grift to the next level. Common America has 10 books. You fucking charge $2,000 a review. And plus they've got to the books about, the wall, the Trump books, the book about the rabbit, not even mentioning Doug Ernst's books. Boy, you bring this grift to the next level. You can make $20,000, $30,000 just off of Iconic Comics alone. You can take that money and you can fulfill Snowman. You can finally get Snowman out there. Yeah, you really want to fucking gamble, Ethan? This is what you do. That's how you fucking do it. You're all about gambling, right? Grift Max, bring this grift to the next level. How you do that? You get into a beef with Iconic Comics because they got the most comics. They've got the most comics out there. The most chances for you to review comics comes from Iconic. That's how you grift Max right there. You charge money from your cuck audience to review every one of Iconic's books. That's what you do. Bring it to the next fucking level. If I was his consigliere in this fucking shit, that's what I'd be advising. Yeah, a lot of people try to redefine the word grifter. They say that Eric July isn't a grifter because he delivers his product. Eric July isn't a grifter. He actually delivers his books. Yeah. Technically, if you buy snake oil from the snake oil salesman, you're getting your snake oil. But does that mean the snake oil salesman isn't a grifter? No. He's still a grifter. Just because you're getting your comic books doesn't mean Eric July isn't a grifter. Like, fuck. A lot of people don't understand that, though. Oh, Eric's hired Matt Barr, huh? I'm surprised Eric would hire Matt Barr. Probably just out of spite, because it's certainly not because of his work ethic. Hiring Matt Barr just to basically put a pit bull on payroll, basically. Yeah, you want a comic done in 2 to 3 years' time? Yeah, have Matt Barr do it. How long did it take him to get fucking Rock and Roll Ninja done? What, 2, 3 years? Yeah, he ain't going to be using 3D assets. No, he'll be drawing it all. It'll be mid-level art, the type of art you would see somebody draw straight out of art school. He'll be really, really proud of it and think it's better than anybody else's art. It's like, no, that's mid art right there is what that is. Nothing special about that, Matt. That's mid art. Perfect for the Rippaverse. If he really did hire Matt Barr, I wonder what type of project he put him on. Just doing fucking covers, probably. I can't imagine Eric hiring anybody other than a fucking Brazilian sweatshop, to be honest. Yeah, fucking EVS. All about gambling. I heard him talking about going to Atlantic City and playing blackjack and shit, and talking about his various tactics for blackjack. Like, oh, you don't want to go against Asian dealers or these types of dealers, or you don't want to play if there's black people sitting at the table. Just stupid shit like that. No, if you really want to play blackjack like pros, you got to follow 3 rules and 3 rules only. Yeah, I'll give you the 3 rules. This is how professionals play blackjack. You got to understand, you're not all about trying to get 21 or whatever. No, the objective of the game is to wait out the dealer and hope that the dealer busts. That's the objective of the game. So what you do is you follow 3 tactics. You always split pair. You always double down on 10 and 11. And you never, ever hit on anything over 12. That's it. You follow those 3 rules, you will always win more than you will lose at blackjack. But then with each rule comes a little subset of rules, you know, like a splitting pair, for instance. Like if you get a pair of tens, the rule of thumb is, you know, you never fucking split tens. You always just stay at tens, you know, because that's 20 right there. However, if the majority of the cards on the table are non-face cards, then you know there's a pretty good chance the next 2 flips are going to be face cards. So the chance to make the most amount of money is to split the tens and then double down. That way you can make 4 times as much money if you win both those hands. Yeah, they say not to split tens, but I like to split tens. That's the chance to make the most amount of money. When it comes into the next rule, always double down on 10 or 11. Anytime you get a 10 or 11, a combination of that, you always double down. Because whatever is going to flip, you just stay there and just, you know, because it's all about having the dealer bust. Because the dealer has to hit on anything that's less than 17. Like no matter what, if it's less than 17, the dealer has to hit. So you just kind of wait it out until the dealer busts. Like you completely reconnoiter your mindset on how you look at the game, and you play by the rules, and you never hit on anything over 12. Because more often than not, you'll get a 10 or you get another face card and you always bust out. The only time you hit on a number over 12, or you're on 12 and you want to hit, is if the majority of the cards on the table are non-face cards. That way you know there's a real good chance there's going to be a non-face card pop up. So you do a little bit of, it's a combination of card counting too. But basically, if you follow those 3 rules, with the subset of rules, and then do a little bit of, you know, just common sense card counting, you can win more often than not than you lose. It's not about who's the fucking dealer or who's, if you got a cooler sitting next to you or whatever. Like, I guess if you believe that kind of shit, maybe the mojo can work against you. Yeah, that's how the professionals gamble. They will literally like take $50,000, sit there at a table fucking like all day long and just play that exact way. And after the end of the day, walk away with you know, 150,000, a couple 100,000. That's how the professionals do it. Fucking amateurs, the fucking people that end up losing and then end up having to fucking sell their houses. They gamble by looking at who the dealers are, and like that way, you know, EBS, he's one of those types of gamblers, real low level type. Doesn't even know the fucking basic tactics of blackjack. Yeah, he's not very smart when it comes to that kind of shit. Not very smart when it comes to being a businessman either. On many fronts. Yeah, I remember years ago somebody had brought up a farms post where I had advised Ethan. Like this was back when Odie had first broken away from Liam and started doing his own thing. And I had advised Ethan, hey, you should take a look at this project that Odie's got going on and possibly look at signing him to all caps, you know? Just imagine if he would have actually signed Odie to all caps. Well, first of all, Odie's work ethic would have put him to shame because he'd always have, you know, graphic novels coming out. But it turns out Dark Horse ends up signing Odie. Yeah, it was fucking funny. Yeah, to be honest, of all of the people that have ever existed in that entire sphere, like I've never been interested in any of their fucking projects, to be honest, except for one, and that was Odie, his project, Tomahawk Angel. And that was the project that went mainstream that Dark Horse ended up picking up. That'll tell you Big Daddy's tastes right there. Yeah. Kiwi Farms has lost a lot of fucking street cred, though. Yeah, Kiwi Farms. It's more funnier now than it's ever been. At least, well, the Comicsgate thread. Yeah, literally, like it's like a magnet for all of like a magnet for retardation, basically. Yeah, it's one of the damnedest things I've ever seen. Yeah, one of the greatest things about Kiwi Farms now, the new Kiwi Farms, new farms, is that it's become one of the most dangerous tools of black propaganda I've ever seen. Literally, you can get retards on there just spewing just the most retarded shit possible, and people take it as the gospel and they run with it. No fucking shit. Like literally, Kiwi Farms, well, the Comicsgate thread, I don't read the other threads. It's become a contest about who can build the biggest soapbox and virtue signal the loudest about what a great person they are. Like literally, that's what the entire thread's become about. It's such a fucking joke now. You got Micah Curtis openly posting there along with Alaz Ratch and Matt Barr and shit like that. Like, fuck. Yeah, the entire thread has become just fucking full of lolcows now. It's one of the damnedest things I've ever seen. I actually heard one of these fucking retards over there say that Dean and Vicky had known about Vic King being a child predator, that whole news, and they were sitting on it and strategically released it to try to aid EVS somehow. And not a single person gave him any pushback. Not a single person. Like, Jesus Christ. Like you talk about this, the most retarded takes you've ever seen in your fucking life. Just that's all there is now. Yeah, Kiwi Farms, the best way I can sum it up is that old meme, like that Doge meme with like the big old hulked out Doge versus the little tiny soy Doge. Kiwi Farms, pre and post Keffels. There, that's the meme right there. Yeah, Keffels broke Kiwi Farms. It's just full of just a bunch of broke soy boys that were all molested as children and are all obsessed with pedophiles now. Literally, that's all the fucking people that are on Kiwi Farms. No fucking joke. It's just sad. Yep. The little Josh Moon disciples, a bunch of people that were broken as children, molested by their fathers or uncles or clergy. And ever since then, they've just been obsessed with pedophiles. That's your average Kiwi Farms poster. Fucking joke. Yeah, it's become a dangerous tool of black propaganda. Literally the most, you could fucking make up whatever fucking story you want there and it will get promulgated as truth. A guy goes to visit a grave, puts a couple of stuffed animals there. He literally pissed on the grave. And like that becomes the gospel. The guy pissed on the grave. Woman giggles at some furry deviant art. Oh my God, she's literally having sex with dogs. And like that, she's having sex with dogs. Yeah, this is the greatest part about Kiwi Farms now. It's become a dangerous tool of black propaganda. Boy, Smug Frieza, he just decided to just let it go to shit. I don't even know what happened. Well, Smug Frieza saw the writing on the wall years ago and stepped away. That's what happened. Fuck. Yeah, back in Big Daddy's time, back when I used to post, back in the times of the fucking hulked out Doge, pre-Keffels days. Yeah, that was the time when Kiwi Farms was full of intellectuals. And you could actually find real comedy there. Like, I actually saw one person there say that if you're over the age of 40, you should not be having any contact with anybody under the age of 25, blah, blah, blah. Under any circumstance. I was like, motherfucker, what if you're coming out of college, you know, you're working, trying to fucking make it in the world, and you want to get a commission from somebody? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot talk to you. Your prefrontal cortex isn't developed. Like, motherfucker, what? I need money for my rent. I need to survive. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, some of the most brain dead takes I've ever seen in my life. And they get absolutely no pushback from anybody. It's literally become just a circle jerk of people building a soapbox, trying to virtue signal the loudest. Like, oh my God. It's a joke now. Like I said, it's just become full of lolcows. Literally, I will sit there and sip coffee and just laugh at, like, if I think one take is retarded, like, okay, I'm gonna find a take even more retarded. And then boom, the next take will be even more retarded. Like, oh my God. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Now, I don't even see how Mr. Dongs even decides to fucking put up with it. Like, every so often he'll take little shots at him. Like, he understands and realizes he's surrounded by retards. There's still a few that aren't completely retarded, but for the most part, it's pure retardation. Ripatardation too. Yeah, these same motherfuckers that used to kiss Ethan's ass back in the day turned on him like fucking snakes. All these motherfucking, yeah, it's just the Captain Mannings of the world, the Einen Primes of the world, the Wiggles of the world, the JDAs of the world. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Wiggle, he pulled like what, the quadruple cross? Like in the beginning, when he was with War Campaign and then he was with Ethan. Then all of a sudden, when War Campaign turned, and then he was against Ethan. Then he joined the Etsy's, and then he was with Ethan again. And now he's turned against Ethan once again. Like, Jesus Christ. And Wiggle was one of Ethan's favorites. He loved his purple ape. Where's my purple ape? Or my pink ape, or whatever. Wiggle turned on him like a fucking snake. What the fuck did you expect? JDA turned on him like a snake. Boy, that's the one I love the most, how JDA turned on him. Because that's the reason I fucking think Ethan's a piece of shit, because of JDA gotten fucking Ethan involved with me back in the day, and fucking, like, yeah, you fucking sniffing that little manlet's jock. I fucking have no fucking respect for anybody who sniffs the jock of John De La Rose, this fucking talentless little fucking fake ass manlet. And sure enough, John De La Rose turned on the motherfucker. Yep. What the fuck did you think was going to happen, you stupid piece of shit? Everybody fucking turned on him in the end. Sounds like Cecil's going to turn on him next. Anna's going to turn on him next. At the end of the day, it'll just be him and the coach. Shane will probably end up walking back from him. Nah, who am I kidding? Shane's too fucking retarded and spurgy and has no agency. He has to stick to Ethan. Yeah, when Rome falls and it's all fucking just nothing but rubble all around, it'll just be them three: Shane, John, and Ethan. Nobody gives a shit anymore. Maybe they can reach enough clout off of Dick Masterson and his crew and try to rebuild Comicsgate from the Sec Tour and whatever's left of Gamergate. Like I said, if he truly wants to bring this grift to the next level, he's got to grift max. Iconic Comics. They've got the most amount of comics out there right now. Of all of his rivals, Iconic Comics has the most amount of comics. And all he has to do is charge his cuck audience between $1,000 to $2,000 per review for those books. And like that, grift max. You bring it to the next level. I mean, if he's going to keep up these fucking stupid trash cast shows, he's going to fucking figure it out eventually. I laid the blueprint for peace too. The Grift Wars Peace Accords over there on my other channel. I made a nice little 1-minute short. Yeah, few people understand or realize why I did that. Big Daddy's just trying to bring peace, laying the blueprint for peace. You gotta understand, sometimes when Big Daddy speaks, a lot of people do the opposite of what I say. Like when Ethan Van Sciver came onto my show and I suggested to him that he needs to kill off Heather Swain. She's the albatross. She's the anchor holding the series back. That once she's dead and out of the way, then it becomes pure action at that point. Like, by simple virtue of me suggesting to him that he should kill off Heather Swain, it's never going to happen now. She's going to forever be the albatross around the fucking neck of that series. She's going to forever be the anchor that holds that series back from reaching its full potential. All because I laid the seeds for its destruction by suggesting it. By simple virtue of me suggesting the only way to end the Grift Wars, I mean, it really is the only way to end it. By simple virtue of me suggesting it, it will never happen. I have virtually ensured the Grift Wars will never end. Yes! That's Big Daddy for you. This is the 4D chess. This is the level of Big Daddy. By simple virtue of me laying out the blueprint for peace, peace will never be achieved. Because if it does, then it'll be like, oh no, we can never give Big Daddy credit. We can never give this guy credit. No. For the same reason he will never kill off Heather Swain. Because if he does, people will be like, oh, wait a minute. Remember when Big Daddy suggested you do it? Big Daddy was the one suggested you kill off Heather Swain. And then you went and did it? No. That means, what does that mean? Big Daddy is your metaphorical Jeff Johns in your post-DC era? Fucking helping you with your fucking shit? Yeah, to be honest, if I was trying to help him with his shit, like I would have not had it be hornets or whatever, just nothing but bees. Because you got to understand, this is a visual medium. If you just have nothing but bees all the time, that gets visually boring. No. I would have had it be like the Annihilus Horde, like a whole multitude of insects, bunch of fucking different fucking freaky looking ones, you know? and have some sort of massive like queen insect behind the whole thing. And he eventually has to find the queen, kill it because they're operating on a hive mind or something. I don't know. But it gives you a lot more robust enemy variety, and thus it gives you a lot more options for toys and shit like that. By having it just be one stupid race of whatever bees, and they're just bees too. But if you have it just be like just insects, period, you can get as fucking creative as you want because you get the space insects, big old mantis, flying mantis spiders or something. You can get a lot more creative. That's what I would have advised, not to just go with just one type of fucking enemy, the bees or whatever. And I would have also advised to have a secondary force of humans that are fighting against these people. Because he wanted to bring your boy Zach on board because he wanted to, make toys out of his jawbreakers and shit like that. I want to make the jawbreakers toys. And he wanted to like get in on the your boy Zach grift. And I said, motherfucker, you can just make your own version of the jawbreakers in your own universe. Have a band of humans that are fighting against these insects, and they're using like all this high-end technology because obviously we've got some real high-end technology in Area 51 hidden in certain bunkers and shit like that eventually is going to get used against these fucking an alien invasion, So you got this force of humans that is using the highest end tech that we have against these fucking things. And then every so often you could have little stories about these humans. You could have a whole side story about them. You make toys about them and shit. Like, no, it's just that he decided to go Walking Dead route, whatever, with bees. Yeah, I would have got a lot more creative if I was him. Like, why not? Shit. It's what happens when you don't have a writer on board and you're just traditionally an art guy and you try to take the role of the writer. He was originally going to have Dave Sim write the Cyberfrog, whatever, but then the Dave Sim shit came out where it was revealed that he was a groomer or whatever. Then EVS didn't want that heat. He didn't want that heat. So then he cut Dave Sim loose from the project and decided to just write it himself. I wonder what a Dave Sim Cyberfrog would have looked like. Cyberfrog had sexual relations with a young Heather Swain. So Heather Swain had a half Cyberfrog child in the future. So it's like this little like fucking Cyberfrog Jr. That's the Dave Sim version. Like he groomed Heather when she was 16. That's what happened. He's not technically a human, so he doesn't fall under human laws. Cyberfrog for you. No, but instead Cyberfrog got cucked. Heather had a kid from somebody else. Now she's a post-wall single mother in the future, running around with an axe. Yeah. She's the anchor holding that series back. And once you get rid of Heather Swain, then it's all action after that. Yeah. Yeah, the Kiwi Farms, boy, they love to get on their fucking moral high horse and virtue signal. Boy, they really, really hate porn, too. God, they hate porn. Mint Salad and Riley. Oh, Jesus Christ, they don't like that. She's an autistic girl doing OnlyFans. Or Fansly, or whatever. Yeah, the Katie did giggling at furry deviant art. Oh my God, that's literally fucking dogs. Yeah, them Kiwi farmers, they really don't like pornography. No. The only type of pornography that Kiwi farmers are okay with is if it's a lesbian three-way involving twin sisters and a pregnant woman with a copious amount of puke with a veneer of Satanism and witchcraft. Yeah, that type of pornography Kiwi Farms is perfectly fine with. And if you call out that kind of porn, you're called the moral fag. Yeah. This is what Kiwi Farms has become, literally. Starship Troopers. I remember reading that book way back in the day. And I saw the movie. That was an underrated series of movies, Starship Troopers. I'll speak the truth. Yeah, there's the paradox there. If Ethan decides to review Matt's book, The Rock and Roll Ninja, because he hates Matt Barr, but he likes your boy Zach, and he likes Chuck Dixon. So it's like if he reviews that book, I wonder if he'll give it a bad review or if he'll, I don't know. Be interesting to see once Ethan eventually gets around to reviewing Rock and Roll Ninja. Because, like I said, there's no more bad faith reviewer than Ethan Van Sciver. If he doesn't like you, he's going to give you a shitty review. If he likes you, he's going to give you a bad review. It doesn't matter what the comic is. So with Matt Barr, like I said, he hates Matt Barr, but he likes your boy Zach. He likes Chuck Dixon. Either way, the book is going to be a fucking dumpster fire. You know it. Detracting ain't easy. Yeah, I used to. Well, I won the Hall of Fame at detracting. There ain't no more powerful detractor than Big Daddy. Yeah, literally, I would keep doing it. But like I said, detracting ain't cool no more. Like once Ethan and Comicsgate like took it on and started doing it, it's like yeah, it just it ain't the same. Back when it was just Big Daddy spearheading the thing, and just me and a few others. And like I think that I did the best analogy I could. Detracting went corporate. It's kind of like a like punk or rock or like a certain type of music that just ain't the same because it went corporate, got corporatized. Country music, for instance, like country music just ain't the same as it used to be because it got corporatized. It's the same thing with detracting. Detracting went corporate. It ain't the same no more. Once Comicsgate took over and decided to, be the spear's tip of the whole thing, just like, it just kind of lost its flavor. Might come back and do a Yaira review or something. ISOM 3 review, maybe. I got to do the ISOM 3 Big Daddy cut, probably, just so I can finish the trilogy. Yeah. Boy, that Yaira trailer, that was cringe, though. It was made to be a death blow. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, of all of the commentary that surrounded that Yaira trailer, the one thing I didn't hear was, if this is the Soska sisters' prowess when it comes to just simply directing a fucking movie trailer, just exactly how bad is the comic book going to be? That's the fucking question. Oh my God. Like, if you thought I Saw Him 1 was bad, if you thought I Saw Him 2 was bad, if you thought Alpha Core was bad, oh my God, Yaira, you ain't seen nothing yet. Ugh. Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be bad. It's going to be woke feminist trash. But it will be hailed as great, just like how Alpha Core was and ISOM and all that. Rippetards and the people that are, within that sphere and obsessed with those books, they're going to give them good reviews no matter what, even if they are shit. When it comes to Comicsgate and Rippaverse, we're dealing with two cults, dueling cults. That's what's going on. Best thing to do is just sit back and just watch it burn, basically. Because to involve yourself at all is to get down on their level, and you don't want to be on that fucking level. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. You got Sinatra in the chat, huh? Yeah, that Yaira trailer. What more could be said about it? People fucking went over it with a fine-tooth comb. I mean, it was bad. Let's not kid ourselves. It was bad. I mean, it was so bad, Eric basically had to acknowledge how bad it was, and he pulled it off. Like, I think it can no longer be found anywhere. Like, we ain't going to be seeing that anymore. Like, normally he comes out with a cartoon, like a little animation that ends up costing $100,000 before he advertises something. I wonder if the Soskas were like, hey, give us that money instead, and we'll do a trailer for you, and a full real-life trailer with actors. So what they did was they fucking pocketed the money and just did it as cheap as fucking possible. No, but that Yaira trailer was so bad. It looked like it was intentionally bad. Like they did it intentionally bad to make Eric look bad. But at the end of the day, like I said, we're dealing with cults here. It doesn't matter how bad it is; they're going to think it's good. And the Soskas probably know that, so they're just trolling him. That would be fucking hilarious if the Soskas were actually trolling him the whole time. I would actually have respect for him if that was the case. Yeah, but if anybody's ever seen Dead Hooker in the Trunk or See No Evil 2 knows that level of direction is par for the course for the Soskas. They are talentless whores. I mean, fuck. Yeah, anybody who's actually read that fucking Black Widow comic, that is a trash comic. That is terrible comic. Yeah, Yaira is going to be woke feminist trash. You can write that shit in stone. Yeah, he's really obsessed with that fucking car scene where Isam's falling on the car. Like he did that scene in the fucking he had that animated for the Alpha Core trailer, I believe. He had it reenacted in real life with the Sosa sisters bullshit. It's like, why is he obsessed with that fucking scene? It's just there's nothing special about that scene at all. It's stupid. All it does is just shows how weak he is. Same thing with Yaira when she supposedly hits the bitch and like that was meant to be a death blow. Like, are you being sarcastic right now, or did you really try to hit her to kill her? Because she doesn't look very phased. It seems like he has a problem with making his main characters look weak. Like that's the last thing you want to do is make your main characters look weak. When Yaira tosses Isom around like a rag doll, he slams onto the car, and you keep trying to highlight that. Look at him falling on the car. Look at him on the car. It just shows how weak he is. And the last thing you want to do is highlight how weak your main character is. Yeah, Triple H, the wrestler, he had a certain clause written into his contract. You're not allowed to make me look weak. That was his clause in the contract. He even had that in the clause in the video game contract. But I could see why he would do that. And I kind of took that to heart, and I use that in my writing with my main character. Like, it doesn't matter how fucking bad things get, how fucking fucked up the main character gets, they always come out on top. You get fucking broken ribs, fucking thrown out a window, smashed up, lose a finger in a fight, but they're still gonna fucking come out on top, and they're gonna fucking kill every motherfucker in the room. Yeah, you don't want to make your fucking main character look weak. It's the last thing you want to do. But it seems like Eric has a problem with that. Yeah, I saw him. He really wants to hammer it home that falling on the car scene. Maybe he wants that to be some sort of iconic scene. Like, this is an iconic scene right here. Like, no, there's nothing iconic about that scene. It just makes your main character look weak, is all it does. Same thing with Yaira punching the woman, supposedly giving her a death blow, but it barely phases her. All that does is make your main character look weak. Yeah, when you see Alpha Core fucking getting upstaged by all the regular cops, Brian Solari, like a doofus, sticks the fucking USB drive in. You're just making your main characters look weak, is all you're doing. Yeah, but I guess, well, Chuck Dixon wrote that shit. Can't really blame Eric for that. But it seems like he should tell his people, hey, don't make these fucking characters look so stupid and shitty and weak. Maybe Mike Barron will right the ship with Goody Nig, and Goody Nig won't be so fucking soy. Nah, who are we kidding? This is going to be the worst one of all. You know, I saw a certain metric with Eric's books. The first ISOM sold over 40,000 copies. I think it was like 42,000 copies altogether. You know, Yaira hasn't even sold 10,000 copies yet. I think it was at like 9,600, 9,700, something like that. Not even 10,000 copies. Alpha Core sold like fucking over 1,300 books. Yeah, so it's not even on course to, it's several thousand books short of what Alpha Core has sold. Yeah, he's hemorrhaging customers. Yeah, this is not a growing business. He's losing customers. Doesn't mean that, making $1 million or more off of a campaign isn't impressive. But when you're losing that much customers and you have that much fucking overhead going to, all of your employees or whatever, well, he's going to have to learn and realize at some point he's going to have to scale back. Unless he's being funded behind the scenes. by other forces. You know what I mean? Because I think somebody did the math, and he has to spend like over $300,000 on payroll, like every 3 months or something like that. Something insane. And like just to break even, basically, he's got to make over $1 million off of every book or something like that. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, sooner or later, he's going to hopefully learn. The thing about this Rippaverse is he's not really hiring a bunch of like fresh, young indie talent. He's just hiring a bunch of old, recycled talent that's kind of got washed out. Soska sisters, Chuck Dixon, Mike Barron, people like that. Not to say that Mike Barron hasn't lost it because he's still got it, but Soska sisters and Chuck Dixon, really, fuck. Yeah, Chuck Dixon, he's basically like the Forrest Gump of shitty right wing indie comics. Like every fucking where you go where there's a shitty right wing indie comic, like you'll see Chuck Dixon somewhere there. He had his hand in the writing. Oh, real. All of this, like your boy Zach, Fox Day, now fucking Eric July, like fuck. Like there's nobody else out there to hire besides this worthless old geriatric hack. He obviously can't fucking write anymore. If anybody actually read Alpha Core. Yeah, how many like really good, hungry young writers were passed up, and Chuck Dixon was hired instead, just because he's the legendary Chuck Dixon or whatever, and they just think that they could, use his name to grift and sell more fucking copies just because of people that were fans of his Batman books or whatever will buy Chuck Dixon bullshit. What a fucking joke. I wonder why manga's crushing all the fucking indie comics, crushing all the fucking regular comics. You can't really compete with manga though. I mean, they got millions of viewers. Yeah, they're shifting over to digital too. That's one thing that these indies aren't fucking understanding or realizing. Most people read their comics digitally now. Unless you're an old washed up Gen X or a boomer, nobody's fucking reading paper comic books. These stupid motherfuckers are gonna learn this one day. You look at the analytics going back pre-Koof, like for Japanese market, the vast majority of people read comics digitally now. Like that's where it's all at, digitally. Nobody's fucking doing any sort of digital PDFs though. They've basically made themselves irrelevant by choosing not to put their comics out there digitally. Oh, but somebody's gonna pirate my works. Like really, if somebody really wants to fucking pirate your work, they will just simply scan your fucking books and pirate them. And nobody wants to because they're not fucking worth it. Eric July books, they get scanned though. Because he's like a cultural there's a cultural thing going on there, You can talk about those books and you actually get a lot of play. You can actually build a channel just simply talking about Rippaverse bullshit. Hell, I did it on my other channel. Got enough fucking viewer hours to qualify for monetization and everything. Making all those fucking stupid Rippaverse videos and shit, shitting on Rippatards, shitting on how stupid those books are. It's not really hard either, because all I did was simply take my fucking live streams and just take a scalpel to the live streams, just post up my fucking commentaries. Basically, it was all it was. I'm surprised more people don't do that. I said this is what Ethan's going to learn at some point. Take his trash cast streams and then chop them up into the certain bits that are good and just upload them to his own channel. Like if he truly wants to grow his channel, that's what he's got to do. That or start doing more, short 10-minute videos talking about random bullshit, Disney, Star Wars bullshit. Otherwise, he's not going to grow his channel. It's always going to fucking stay stagnant. Yeah, he might get some random people here and there picked up from disenfranchised Geeks and Gamers fans or Nerdrotic fans or whatever. For the most part, those people are so entrenched in their cult too. Yeah, we've got these collective frequency domains going on, but in YouTube form. There's various YouTube channels. They've all got their various fans, and they're basically like little cults unto themselves. Eric July's got his Rippatards. Ethan's got Comicsgate. Nerdrotic and his crew got their fucking old Fandom Menace people that are all about that shit. Josh Moon's got his fucking Kiwi Tards. Yeah, it's just a bunch of dueling Colonel Kurtzes. Meanwhile, you got Willard laying back in the cuts right here, Big Daddy. Like I said, I'm the Phantom of the Opera. I'll just drop the fucking sandbag on somebody's head every once in a while. I've exited the stage. Well, I have for a while. But I wield a lot of soft power. A lot of people don't understand it or realize it. You look at a lot of Ethan's talking points, his most dialed in talking points from Trashcast. It's basically shit he's stealing from my fucking show. Yeah, I know he knows about my videos too. I know. Yeah. I don't really care. Like I said, he's fucking stealing in my most dialed in talking points and he's reconnoitering them for himself. I heard him talking about the whole magical Negro thing here a few days ago, or one of the last trash casts. Yep. Fucking hilarious. My words are weapons. I am the metaphorical Palpatine to Ethan's Vader. That's what's going on. I am the true Sith Lord. The true leader of the Detractor Sphere. The one he gets all of his fucking talking points from. Yep. One of the worst thing Rippaverse goalposts ever did was clip Big Daddy and post me and like have Big Daddy talking points go mainstream. Yeah, they did way more harm than good doing that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh yeah. Shit, we're at the 2-hour mark. Well, maybe we'll take another little break and then we'll come back and finish the show off in style. Yep. Find a good piece of bumper music to throw on. Yeah, we heard a lot of shit going on about P. Diddy. Fucking, he's on the lam. Yeah, I said this on my last show that I'd for the longest time suspected that Diddy was the one responsible for Biggie's death. Biggie Smalls. Not just Biggie, but I think I think Suge Knight was the one that took out Tupac. There might have been a bigger conspiracy there. Yeah, once Biggie and Tupac were taken out of the fucking picture, boy, Puff Daddy, he consolidated power after that. Formed his gay little hip-hop empire. Yeah. Couldn't fucking stand the heat. Yeah, Big Daddy. Yeah, I did a song here with Biggie and Tupac. Probably one of the most hardcore fucking gangster rap songs of all time. Heat. I don't go nowhere without my heat. Yeah, enjoy the song. I'm gonna throw on my fucking song with Biggie and Tupac. Take a little break. We'll come back, finish the show off in style.
what you expected from his next to kin. I'm loco, bro, but ain't no Mexican. I got nines in the bedrooms, Glocks in the kitchen. A shotty by the shower if you wanna shoot me while I'm shitting. The lesson from the Smith & Wesson is depressing. Niggas keep stressing the same motherfucking question. How many shots does it take to make my heart stop and my body start to shake? If I should die before I wake, all I want is those big booty hoes, you know. All I want is those big booty hoes, you know.
Got no weapons, keep your guessing. Shots gon' knock you off your fucking feet. Rock and rollin', locked and loaded. I don't go nowhere without my heat. I don't go nowhere without my heat. I don't go nowhere without my heat.
Get on your knees, nigga. Get on your knees and pray. Increase the doses, bustin' whoever closest. Thug living, hella prison. Never losing my focus. I'm making money moves mandatory. In the discussion, my past records tell a story. Picture niggas we rushing and still bustin' till the cops come running. Ducking abandoned buildings, ditching my gun. Oh, what a motherfucking feeling. I live a lifestyle of drug dealers, but now legitless. So I laugh till I'm crying when the law come get me. No baby mama drama, nigga miss me. While I'm playing seeds in a dirty bitch, waiting to trick me. Another life for me, living carefree till I'm buried. And if they dare me, I bust on them niggas until they scurry. I'm clearly a man of military means, and my artillery watching over me through every murder scene. From adolescence to my early teens, though we was gonna die, selling dope to all the fiends. At times I wanna cry, and still we try to change the past in vain. Never knowing if this game will last. Feeling the shame of cocaine, the product of the devil. Am I selling my soul? Got tired of small time living. Niggas telling me no, I got mine. Fuck them other suckers. That's the mentality. Jealous ass busters making hell for my.
Got no weapons, keep your guessing. Shots gon' knock you off your fucking feet. Rock and rollin', locked and loaded. I don't go nowhere without my heat. I don't go nowhere without my heat. I don't go nowhere without my heat.
I know how it feel to wake up fucked up. Pockets broke as hell, another rock to sell. People look at you like you's the user, selling drugs to all the losers, mad Buddha abuser. But they don't know about your stress-filled day. Baby on the way, mad bills to pay. That's why you drink Tanqueray, so you can reminisce and wish you wasn't living so devilish. Shit, I remember I was just like you, smoking blunts with my crew, flipping over 62s, cause GED wasn't B.I.G. I had to get P.A.D. That's why my moms hate me. She was forced to kick me out, no doubt. Then I figured out niggas went for 20s down south. Packed up my tools for my raw power move. Glock 19 for casket and flower moves.
Yeah, I got no weapons, keep your guessing. Shots gon' knock you off your fucking feet. Rock and rollin', locked and loaded. I don't go nowhere without my heat. I don't go nowhere without my heat. I don't go nowhere without my heat. I don't go nowhere without my heat.
Welcome back. Oh yeah. Nice warm cup of tea poured. My dog barking. Coyotes. Hold on, let me go get my dog in. He's a good boy. Coyote fighter. Come on. Yeah, I know the coyotes are howling. Come on. Come on. Yeah, one morning we were going out real early, right when the sun came up. We spotted a coyote. He was like, about 20 yards away. I'm like, go get him, boy. Motherfucker chased that coyote all over the countryside. Called him back. A lot of times when coyotes, they'll lead a dog into an ambush. They got a bunch of other coyotes waiting. They'll act all friendly, play with the dog, lead him to the fucking pack, and then they all gang up on him. chew off their tail, shit like that. He's a bobtail dog, though. He's a blue heeler, but he's got fucking big old jaws on him like a pit bull. He helps me take wood back to my house. Literally, I get this fucking log, like a big old, like, fucking 20, 30-pound log. He'll fucking pick it up in his jaws, and he'll drag, like, not drag it back, but lift it up and just carry it back like it's nothing. Good workout for him. You ever to fight coyotes, you'd be able to fucking bite him right on the spine, cripple him. Yeah, fucking coyotes killed all my chickens. Yeah, my old girl dog, she got sick. Couldn't fucking defend the chickens anymore. She ended up dying. I got my new dog. He's a little over a year old now. He's ready to fucking defend the chickens. Once I get more. I was looking on the Craigslist trying to find some chickens that are already fucking fully grown and ready to go. Because if I get them as babies, it's going to take fucking close to a year until they're ready to start laying eggs. Because right around the time they're ready to start laying eggs, the wintertime comes, and they don't fucking lay in the wintertime. So it basically takes a fucking year just to get these motherfuckers to lay eggs if they're just little babies. It's like, no, I want to get them fully grown. Yeah, I saw some ducks. I'll get some fucking ducks. Somebody was selling some. Guess they got bigger eggs. I gotta keep a little water out for them. A little pool of water. I miss having eggs. Good source of protein. I'm falling on a car and I can't get up. Yeah, that's literally what he looks like in that Soska Sisters trailer. He's like grabbing his heart, like, oh, I'm having some sort of an itis attack. I knew I shouldn't have got that jab. Yeah, if I was Eric, I'd just have illegals working in the warehouse. They don't speak English anyway. You don't need to have them sign NDAs. NDA, NDA. Yeah. Talked a lot about that stupid Rippaverse bullshit. Yeah, old Mint Salad, she gets a lot of heat, I've noticed. Yeah, the autistic girl, Mint Salad, with the Fansley. Got some sort of a history behind her. Supposedly she was doing furry deviant art and she got kicked out of her house. And that's how she ended up with Riley, I guess. You know, I'm not buying it. I'm not fucking buying it. I'm not buying it. I don't think Mint Salad is autistic. No. Like, you show me some medical paperwork proving me this bitch is autistic, I'm not fucking buying it. I think it's all just a ruse. It's all just an act. Yeah, I bet you if you were to take Mint Salad and put her up and against Sheila Allen in a sort of Happy Madison style academic decathlon, I bet Mint Salad would prove that she's actually smarter than Sheila. Yeah, I'm not fucking buying it. I don't think she's autistic. I think it's a fucking act. She gets a lot of heat out there from people. Lord only knows how much heat her and Riley will get once they actually make a comic. Fuck. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why Matt Barr is all pissy. Yeah, he's gotten some sort of beef with Riley and Mint Salad. It's one of the catalysts for him leaving CG or whatever. Boy, who didn't see that one coming? Matt Barr turning. That's like putting the scorpion on your back and trying to make it across the river. Matt Barr, I remember Matt Barr. He used to being the fucking in Vicky's Discord server. I knew that fucker was a treacherous snake, and he fucking sure enough he turned on Vicky. Like if he turned on fucking Vicky, like somebody who was supposedly his friend, like what, and then he turns on EVS too, he'll fucking like this guy is a snake. He will turn on anybody. Say this type of guy that fucking took a job for the United fucking Nations, an evil fucking organization like the United Nations. Matt Barr worked for them willingly sought out the shoe store cuck, your boy Zach, for work. Took him fucking 3 years to do a shitty book about rock and roll ninjas. This guy's a fucking joke. Like Ethan should have cut that fucking clown loose a long time ago. Now he's nothing more than a liability. Eric July probably gonna hire him, turn him into a pit bull. That'd be fucking funny. Grift Wars. What you gonna do? It's best not to get involved in the muck. Sit back and watch it burn. Now that CG is involved and we got full-blown cult warfare, fuck, it's funny is what it is. It's like Godzilla versus King Kong, except it's just on the internet and people just throwing shit at each other, metaphorically. Got shitty books versus late books. But the late books, when they're actually delivered, are pretty shitty too. So there's no real good books being created anywhere, except for people that leave Comicsgate, obviously. People that left Comicsgate seem to have a lot of success compared to the people that are still there. People like Smiller, Chinaple, Iconic, Odie, all those people. Boy, Smiller, he made a fucking killing in that NFT grift. Well, I bet Ethan wishes he would have got in on that NFT grift. Yeah, Doug Chinaple, I guess he's all in with the fucking alt-right grift, just doing just milquetoast, just Fox News light type stories on his fucking channel or whatever. I guess you gotta do what you love, I guess. Yeah, Doug Chinaple, he's one of these characters that failed to live up to his potential. Like when the Trump shit first popped off in 2020, when Doug's channel was first blowing up, I said Doug should have parlayed that success into a political career. Like, nope. He just ended up becoming an alt-right grifter just like the rest of them. Kind of sad. It is what it is, though. He could have used his fucking power for something much greater, a much higher calling, but instead, make YouTube videos for boomers. Not even making any more Earthworm Jim or Bigfoot Bill or nothing like that. Yeah, Ethan can always put another variant cover on something and make it to have people pretend like it's new. The variant cover grift. Same type of shit that ruined the mainstream. Yeah, they have no qualms about making multiple variant covers. Yeah. We talked about a lot of shit tonight. Almost 2.5 hours. Fuck, maybe we'll make it to the 3-hour mark. This is a Big Daddy show after all. We just kind of play it by ear. If anybody wants to pop on, let me know. Maybe I'll throw the fucking link out there. Who knows? It's been a while since I brought a guest on. Normally I don't really like talking to people. I'm just, I don't play well with others, really. I'm one of those types. Yeah, society can only go as far as the women within it. I've said this before. You get women like the Soska sisters running around out there. There's too many Soska sisters, not enough traditional Christian conservative women. I know that much. Ed Piskor killed himself because of one of these thoughts. Bitch released the DMs just for clout, I guess. Motherfucker ended up killing himself because he was too weak to take the blowback. Yeah, bitches. The fucking Soska sisters gonna kill the Ira franchise. It's gonna be woke feminist garbage you watch. Women usually ruin anything they touch or get near. Usually. I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised to find out Mary Shelley herself had a fucking ghostwriter do Frankenstein for her. It was the stable boy. Yeah, anybody knows J.K. Rowling knows she had fucking ghostwriters for most of the Harry Potter series. Yeah, J.K. Rowling, I'm telling you, she's a. They're going to use J.K. Rowling as the excuse for those hate speech laws. Like, oh, yeah. And it turns out J.K. Rowling is part of the whole intelligence apparatus. And that was her part of her mission, you know, to go out there and say those things, to say, oh, no, we got to crack down on hate speech because of J.K. Rowling, shit like that. Wink, wink. Hegelian dialectic. You create the problem and you present the solution to the problem that you create. Oh, we got too much hate speech out there. Oh, we got to have hate speech laws. Next thing you know, people are getting thrown in jail for putting up stickers saying it's okay to be white. That's what happens. Bitches. Maybe the Ed Piskor situation will cause some people to question women. Maybe if the accusation comes out, all of the trust all whammon types will take a second guess. No, probably not. No, who the fuck we kidding? Of course not. I was already of the never trust what a woman says camp, though. Yeah, with women, lying comes just as easy as breathing. Like, more often than not, if they say something, it is pretty much guaranteed it's the opposite true. Yeah. Men, they're taught to worship women, though. Women, they get this fucking princess syndrome. And men live by the happy wife, happy life doctrine. And their marriages end up falling apart. You take the percentage of marriable women in this day and age. Like, I think somebody did a study about this. The actual percentage of marriable women here in the West, when you take various accounts into factor, like the body count, tattoos, whether or not she's a feminist, a liberal, an atheist, whether or not she's got a degree, you know, various things that basically make her incapable of being, you know, a wife and long-term partner. Like, once you take all of those women off the list, the percentage of marriable women out there is like 0.08%. It's less than 1%. Like, that's how bad it is here in the West. Like, that's how bad it's gotten. The percentage of marriable women are less than 1 fucking percent. No wonder why less than 6 out of 1,000 men are getting married nowadays. Shit. Not only can you not afford it, you can't fucking, it's not even worth it. Like I said, hoflation. Men are paying 20 times more for women that are 100 times worse than what their grandfathers paid for. That's reality. Women like Mint Salad, Sheila, the bitch that Ed killed himself over. These women are basically par for the course in this day and age. Like the wholesome, traditional, you know, Stepford wife, those types, they don't exist anymore. Yeah, overseas, it's getting worse too. Used to be in Southeast Asia, you can find a decent wife. It's starting to get worse. It's going to be after, shit, I think maybe 10 years, I think feminism is going to infect all those countries too. It already has started. Like over in the Philippines, they basically say any Filipinas under the age of 30 have already been ruined by social media. I can see it too. Yeah, it's only a matter of time till this with the Vietnamese girls and the Thai girls too. Japan, South Korea, they're already lost. Like, the more westernized the nation is, the more fucking fucked it is, basically, as far as the birth rate goes and the percentage of marriable women. Yeah. True change comes, though, when the women admit that they're wrong. That's when true change comes. When the women admit that they're wrong. But that's one thing women will never ever do, is admit that they're wrong. Have you ever found a woman capable of admitting when they're wrong? No. Yeah. Same thing with Democrats. Have you ever found a Democrat that ever was capable of admitting when they were wrong? No. Most of the time, it's one and the same because women are Democrats. There's a reason why the social engineers try to create society a certain way to create as many single women as possible. Because when you look at the analytics, the vast majority of Democrat voters are single women. Yeah, I think it's like 70%, something like that. Yeah, there's a reason why they want to split the family and create as many fucking single women as possible. Good little Democrat voters is what they are. It's like, you guys don't need to do that. Just use the fucking voting machines and the mail-in ballots to fucking do that type of shit. You don't have to actually rely on any regular votes anymore. Yeah, they're just importing the third world here just to take the jobs. Yeah, they got slave labor now. Yeah, they got 10-year-olds working at McDonald's there in Kentucky, I heard. I remember reading a news story. Yeah, you import the third world, you got a cheap slave class. Over there in California, you know, they just passed some sort of law to up the minimum wage to like $20 an hour, something like that. Whole shitload of fast food chains just closing down, a bunch of Foster Freezes closing down. What do you want to bet that a lot of these fuckers are going to get around it by hiring illegals under the table, having them come in there, just getting paid pennies on the dollar? It's just going to get worse. That or they're just going to go fully automated. You just order everything, you know, on a machine, and everything's all robotic. And you just have one guy that's watching after the robots, making sure the burger flipper arms are working properly and properly greased. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. The stupid liberals don't understand it or realize it. When you raise minimum wage like that, all the businesses are going to do is just fire workers and then raise the prices of their food. That's all they're going to fucking do. It fixes nothing. And everything raises all across the board. I'm just so fucking glad I got my place completely paid off and I don't got to worry about rent or mortgage and nothing like that. I feel like I caught the last chopper out of Nam. Most people will never be able to own a piece of property or a place outright. Yeah, like I said, Canadians under the age of 35 will never own a home. The Canadian government has said this in their studies. This is why they're getting prepared for civil unrest in Canada because of that. Once young Canadians realize just how fucked they are. Yeah, speaking of Canada, I hear that they got an election coming up. I wonder if Trudeau is going to get reelected. What do you think? You think Canada would be so fucking stupid to reelect Trudeau? I bet they will. You fucking watch. Yeah, Canada, they're probably not like how America is, where they just stuff the ballots and use voting machines and shit. I bet Canadians are so fucking stupid they actually willingly vote for Justin Trudeau. I bet. I don't want to be called a Nazi. Yeah, gold and silver is good, but there's another underrated precious metal, and that's lead. Yeah, if you know what I mean. If you got enough weaponry and enough ammunition, you become a warlord once the fucking end of days pop off. Yeah, the fucking government. A lot of women are looking at the government as some sort of a like a baby daddy type thing. You can take care of them, become a single mother, and just live off of the government type shit. Yeah, single mother culture, single women, and Democrat politics. Yeah, a lot of women will just take their Democrat politics to the grave too, rather than just simply surrendering that shit and becoming a traditional housewife and mother and all that shit, you know, like how they used to do. You know, they would rather die, you know, fucking holding on to their Democrat politics than throw that shit away and become a loving wife and mother. That's fucking reality. Yeah, maybe they ought to look at what's important in this world. It's not inanimate rectangular paper serving the fucking employer. It's not the Netflix, the cat, the boxes of wine. No, no. They'll learn that fucking hard lesson later on in life. You'll get this whole fucking brigade of cat ladies and shit in their 60s come forward, start trying to warn the younger generation about taking up the dangers of feminist ideology. No, it'll never happen. Never fucking happens. No, what they do is they become bitter and they fucking hate younger women. That's what happens. I remember I used to have one of these women that lived next to me way back in the day. I lived in like the city, and we had these little like little houses next to each other and shit. And there was this old woman from Germany, and she was constantly at war with the other like younger single female that lived next to her. She would always like fucking fuck with her and shit, and like this old woman was crazy, and she just fucking hated this girl, and they're having this feud for the longest time. And I just moved there, and I learned about it and all this shit. And the old bitch had called the cops on me when I first moved there, and I was like moving my shit in, and the cops were talking to me and like, yeah, she calls us out here all the time. I think she's crazy, you know. And this is what this female cop was saying to me. But that was the last time I ever saw the cops. I think the cops realized, you know, she was fucking just, you know, we can't fucking be dealing with this shit, this stupid old bitch. Yeah, that's what happens. The women, they get old and they get fucking crazy, and then they fucking really hate the younger ones. They're not going to warn the younger generation about the dangers of feminism. No, misery loves company. Yeah, it's the onus falls upon people like me to warn these bitches about taking up this feminist ideology. But bitches don't listen to men like me. No, it's not going to be until it's too fucking late. When they're alone in their fucking one-bedroom apartment, surrounded by their empty boxes of wine, and the smell of cat urine is thick in the air, and they realize just how badly they fucked up with their lives as they sit there eating their Haagen-Dazs, watching their Netflix. Yeah, this is the future for most of these bitches. They don't fucking get it or understand it. Yep. I guess online dating is just failing all over the place. Bumble just had to fucking lay off shitloads of people. Its stock is plummeting. I think that's the one where the bitch has to choose the guy or whatever. Yeah, online dating is just full of a bunch of overweight single mothers. Yeah, think about that as a woman. Your only real competition are like overweight single mothers, like insane feminists, leftists, godless atheists, and you can't even compete with any of that. Fuck. Yeah, but I guess there's just two demographics out there that's actually growing. It's the Amish and the Mormons here in America. Yeah, that's the two demographics that's actually growing. Yeah, they have a cultural blueprint that allows for families to thrive. I can see why. A lot of it is strong religious backbone too. Christianity used to be that thing, but you know, Christianity, I mean, this is a fucking joke now. It's been under so much spiritual warfare by Satanism. Like Christianity is just a hollow shell of what it once was. I think there was some sort of statistic done, like I think it was 75% of Christian men don't just watch pornography, but are addicted to pornography. Like it's an epidemic within the Christian community. Like, fuck. What a fucking joke. I have little doubt John De La Rose is one of those porn Christians. I have little doubt. Yeah, most bitches, when they do want to get married, though, usually they just want to get married not to be a wife and mother. No, it's all just because of the wedding. Like, literally, it's all about the wedding. Their entire life revolves around that one day, that wedding day, the day they have imagined when they were a child. Yep, and then they walk down the aisle, wear the dress, do all that stupid bullshit, and then after that, then what happens then? And it's over. That one day, the only reason they got married was to have that one fucking day. Then it sets in, like, oh no, I got to be a wife and mother now. You mean I have to take care of children and serve this man? I can't go have a bunch of other sexual partners? No. And they can only hold out so long. Usually the half-life is about 4 years on your average marriage until it blows up and the bitch ends up divorcing the guy. Yeah, it's all about that wedding day and all of the money that gets spent too. Like your average wedding costs like fucking shit. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars. That money that could have been spent to putting as a down payment on a fucking house. No, this is your average fucking just idiots in this day and age. They'll get married and spend, you know, $20,000-$30,000 on a wedding when they could have put it down on a fucking place. Yeah, and people wonder why things are going to shit. Yeah, nobody knows how to spend money anymore. And it's all because of the bitch, too. Like, your average dude doesn't want to spend that much money on a wedding. No. Because it's all about giving her that day, making her feel like a Disney princess. Because that's what it's all about. Disney princess syndrome. That one day where she has to feel like a Disney princess, her wedding day. And then after that, it's all downhill for the bitch. She got to feel that dopamine rush right there, that spike, the thing she wanted ever since she was a kid. And then once it's gone, it's over. Because she never thought about what comes next, about being a wife and mother. No, it was all about that wedding day. Looking good in the dress and looking like a princess. Women are so solipsistic, they don't understand that the world and the universe doesn't revolve just around them. They got to understand true love is about sacrifice. Your average bitch is too selfish for all that, though. That's why families have all fallen apart. Women forgot how to love. They forgot how to love men and children. They only love themselves. Yep. This is where the onus falls upon man. Too many weak men out there. You see, women, they're easily corrupted by outside forces, outside influences, like Eve with the garden, with the snake tempting her with the apple. If Adam would have been like a true G, stepped up, fucking killed that snake, wouldn't let her eat the apple, hell, humanity might still be in the garden, whatever you want to take that metaphor as it is. Yeah, bitches, too quarrelsome, though. They always think that they know best. No, the man always knows best, always. Man and his instincts. Always trust your fucking instincts. Yeah, to live under the same roof as a quarrelsome woman, a bitch that loves to fight, is best to. I remember I had this bitch once. God, she was such a cunt. Like, normally I would get in my car and just go drive off to a Walmart parking lot, try to get some sleep, get away from her. It was back in my blue pill days, back before I knew how to handle a bitch. And if my roof wasn't slanted, like if I had a nice flat spot on the roof, literally I would take my sleeping bag, crawl up on the roof of my house and sleep. That's how bad it was. Yeah, literally, it's better to live on the roof of your house than under the same roof as a quarrelsome woman. Yeah, that shit's in the Bible. Yeah, bitches, gotta understand, honor your husband first. An entire life dedicated around serving your husband, and all the good things will happen afterwards. Happy wife, happy life, that's bullshit. You make your husband happy, then he's obviously going to make you happy in return by just the simple law of reciprocation. The golden rule, do unto others as you would have done unto you. Reciprocation. Oh, ass cracker. As Eric July would say. Yep. True change comes when a woman's love of their husband and children and the concept of marriage is greater than their Democrat politics. That's when true change happens. But women's love of their Democrat politics is too strong. Yep. It's like a religion. A lot of these people, these real political types, it's like a fucking religion with these people. But not really so much like a religion, because with people of faith, like sometimes you can debate with them and get them to see reason sometimes. No, but people who ascribe to Democrat politics, there is no reasoning with them. No. They are basically set in their ways, and because they think that they are right no matter what. No matter how wrong they are, they think they're right. Even when proven they're wrong, they'll still double down. Yeah, when women's love of family is greater than their love of Democrat politics, then maybe, just maybe, you can right the ship with Western civilization. Maybe, just maybe, it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate, as Ozzy would say. Yep. James says, you hear about the myth of banning lead paint because children were eating it. The true reason to ban was lead paint blocks radio waves from entering your mind. Oh, really? I never heard of that one. Yeah, I hear one way to actually block all of the frequencies, all that shit from your head is actually tinfoil, like the old tinfoil hat, whatever. Like the tinfoil hat is real. Like if you really want to protect your brain from that shit, throw on a tinfoil hat. Yeah, I heard about a porn star committing suicide here recently. Yeah, a lot of these porn stars, they were no doubt harmed as children. Yeah, people don't just get into that type of shit. Find out about a lot of strippers, it's the same shit. Sad. Perpetuating a cycle of negativity. Like I said, if the CIA Gateway fucking papers are to be believed, and they're this whole thing, humanity, we're actually a fucking farm, and there's these evil beings harvesting our negative energies. The only thing we can do, unless we wage war with them and liberate ourselves, is just try to prevent them from absorbing our negative energies. The only way we can do that is we've got to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. That's what we got to do. Keep on the sunny side. There's a dark and troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet in the darkness and strive, sunny side we also may view. Keep on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. Yep. Yeah, we're going to close the show out with a little Biggie and Johnny. Thanks for coming out, y'all. It's been fun.
6'6", he stood on the ground. He weighed 235 pounds.
I love it when they call me Big Pop. To all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in the bushes who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club, sipping Moet is where you find me. The back of the club, knocking holes, my crew's behind me. Mad question asking, blunt passing, music blasting. But I just can't quit because one of these honeys Biggie got to creep with, sleep with, keep the ep a secret. Why not? Why blow up my spot? Cause we both got hot. Now check it. I got more Mac than Craig and in the bed. Believe me, sweetie, I got enough to feed the needy. No need to be greedy. I got mad friends with Benzes. See notes by the layers. True fucking players. Jump in the Rover and come over. Tell your friends jump in the GS3. I got the chronic by the tree.
If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby?
Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. I love it when they call me Biggie Pop. Straight up, honey, really, I'm asking. Most of these niggas think they be macking, but they be acting. Who they attracting with that line? What's your name? What's your sign? Soon as he buy that wine, I just creep up from behind and ask you what your interests are. Who you be with? Things to make you smile. What numbers to dial? You gon' be here for a while. I'm gon' call my crew. You gon' call your crew. We can rendezvous at the bar around 2. Plans to leave, throw the keys to little C's. Pull the truck up front and roll up the next blunt so we can steam on the way to the telly. Go fill my belly. A T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and Welch's grape. Conversate for a few, cause in a few we gon' do what we came to do. Ain't that right, boo? Forget the telly, we just go to the crib and watch a movie in the jacuzzi, smoke L's while we do it.
If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, Would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby?
Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby. Baby. I love it when they call me Baby Papa. How you living, Biggie Smalls? Imagine and Benzes giving ends to my friends and it feels stupendous. Tremendous cream, fuck $1 in a dream. Still tote cat strapped with infrared beams. Chopping O's, smoking line optimals. Money holes and clothes, all a nigga knows. A foolish pleasure, whatever. I had to find the buried treasure. So grams I had to measure. However, living better now. Gucci sweater now. Drop top BMs, I'm the man, girlfriend.
If you were a carpenter and I were a lady, I'd marry you anyway. I'd have your baby.
Save your love through loneliness. Save your love through sorrow. I gave you my loneliness. Give me your tomorrow. Save your love through loneliness. Save your love through sorrow. I gave you my loneliness. Give me your tomorrow. Save your love through loneliness.
Where do you think the contact with the aliens came from? When did that start?
You know, I'm not going to get into it.
I need to hear about aliens.
I know you already know all this, Joe.
Hold on a second.
It's always.
But I want to ask you this because I don't know.
Oh, yeah, right. We're in contact with aliens.
Like what kind of shit?
Here's what's happening, because it's not just one group of aliens.
What's the different groups?
The big five.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Let me begin. This is really, I'm telling you, Joe, this is a real deal.
We're listening to you.
Well, first off, elves is the main group.
Okay.
And they call them the elves. It's clockwork elves.
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
There are bad things that look like elves that have horns when they show you who they really are.
Damn.
They're bad aliens.
I'm with you.
AI is alien.
Like a robot?
Yeah, they're like robots coming to kill you.
Jesus Christ.
The chimeras are alien.
And there's a hive mind sort of thinking to a lot of this.
They want the organs. I swear on my kids I told you the truth about that.
I believe you. I believe you.
They're coming after everybody.
Jeez.
It's a breakaway civilization, dude. We don't know what they've got. Joe, they're control freaks.
Well, everybody's a
That's why I'm so glad you're in the fight now. These guys are on stuff that like nobody even knows.
What do you think they're on?
Stuff they've been given.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
You know, there's like armed guys with machine guns.
That is a group of people that were obsessed with combat.
About the most fearless killers there are.
Do you think that's from their heritage of war?
I mean, it's just like, it's mental illness, man.
Yeah. That's a fact.